Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for part 2 for day 2 trios into biweekly 1 with the NBPL spring split for 2024. My name is Severio, and we are going to take a look in the scene rounds 4 through 6. If you guys are unaware, rounds 1 through 3 were prior to this. I will have the link down in the description below as well as providing the NBPL original VOD upload, just to reference points that the experience for being inside, witnessing esports and whatnot does require two casters. Well, most of the time. And we do have two casters to be on board for this one. Both Hip Rain and Runekeeper are going to be the ones to be casting. So if you guys want to check it out, please take a good time out of your day of watching that, just to get the full experience. But this is more so for the how do you say, the third pair of eyes into the competition. Since we have pausing available into the YouTube VODs, we can actually take a look into the scene about, what scenarios kind of come out between players, as well as decision making, whether it's going to be Morris Blessings, whether it's the moveset, whether it's ultimate slash ability usage, and how it kind of correlates off of the end. We will be more digestive into that end, and having the availability to do so instead of it being more of a play-by-play. If anything, we could take the time in doing so. So with that being said, we're going to take a look into the first round picks for solos. One moment while I get some settings real fast. All right, back towards what we were supposed to be doing. Plus and play into the round position. Sand Siphon going to be coming out here. And I was actually contemplating about Sand Siphon a lot coming through after the first half. And I'm thinking that this Kurumi is a threat for a lot of things. One reason for that is this. You see, in this case scenario, we are running, you can see two Ziping here, and then you can see one Kurumi. Now, if Sand Siphon is possibly one of the more dangerous comps to be available into the game, besides Cannonball to the extent, as well as the AOT those three being the primary ones, Kurumi actually, not only that she's going to be thrown away from the thrown away from the Transformers comp, she actually opens up one possibility here, and that's going to be the fact that whenever she gets chosen, if she gets chosen in a row of 3 Ziping Yings, she can only be but either or support can be chosen at most 2 times to correlate, or 3 times the most before it actually costs a point, and that opens up the option for the secondary one. If we see 2 Zipings, 2 Kurumis, that means the next round choice can choose Kurumi or Ziping and still rock the Sand Siphon. We saw teams burn their hero points by choosing the Takeda and the Temi, and then just having 2 points down because they choose the other support line that was actually out of being in use. And I think that's where it becomes where this Kurumi choice, due to Transformers having so many counters, it actually forces a workaround for teams to burn their hero points in using the Sand Siphon comp definitively with the other option. And you're going to probably see that here with Ziping being banned, right? Most likely, well, not banned, but having an increase to hero points. Second round, if they choose Sand Siphon, they're choosing Kurumi as a result. But we are actually going to see a juxtaposition pose. A lot of AOT comps between 521 and Bauda. It just come up to be for GG, and there it is. Actually, all round 2 picks are going to go for the AOT. They're going to play offensive. Good chance to see this come through. They're going to roll their sleeves up. All right, cool. We're playing sweat match. And I'm honestly hoping to see the AOT comp kind of take care of those comps, because now that these 2 comps are rid and taken care of, round 3 picks are definitely going to be looking towards Cannonball. You can see it coming out here. Dongxing going to have it. Water, Xiaohu. Everyone's going to be choosing Cannonball here at this point on. So it's kind of funny because, the funny thing is that in the past, without this round point hero system, the amount of hero points that were allocated forces everyone to choose the same comp into one fight. But this round hero point system puts 3 comps against one another. But with those extra points, you can actually see an opportunity for hero points to be burned either for your 3rd round choice of choosing a comp for the 3rd time, or you're going to use your minute hero points for using them into a 2nd round or 3rd round position of choice that allows for you to generate, a usage of a different hero to slot in to not burn as many, right? So that way, if we run into the issue in finals, I'm really curious to see in finding out, because finals, the first 3 rounds are going to have only 0 hero points. And then the rounds 4 through 8, as long as the match point does not get reached, if all 8 rounds are going to be played, that means that the players that are choosing their heroes in twofold to be used for the 3rd time is going to cost them points. So if they use a team comp twice and they end up going ahead and using that team comp again for the third time, that puts them in a point where they've actually been using them twice. I believe that's how it should work. And then what happens is that into the third time, I'm going to have to double check and seeing this, if it does allow for them to get hero points to be consumed. So we'll take a look and seeing how that ends up if that does occur. But remember, match point requires to happen beforehand. But we are dropping into round 4 here. Morris Isle Dusk. This is where we're going to have more Fireflies to be available in the overworld. And take a look into seeing about the ability usage. If we're going to get that, that would be crazy. That would be great. I'm really hoping, man, to see, you know, some off-banner picks to happen. But this is where, in the beginning of the NBPL season, this is where the staple comps are going to stay to be there for a couple of weeks, maybe even for, you know, for all 4 days or all 4 weeks until the grand finals. And then someone decides to concoct something up, and then it changes the game. It changes the flow of things. And if that happens, right, they're going to see that between scrims or not, or they're going to find them in the ranked matches. Who knows how these players want to kind of work it up. But we are going to get surprise abilities and ultimates to come out here. I feel like we've been through this before, and it has been happening before, but it is what it is. Obviously, over to the Alchemist's Cottage, you're going to see Bowda spawning over there. J-Team going to be going over to the Sunwing's Rest. It looks like to be confirming this Fireflies over there. Very nice. And then they actually might make a rotation down to Noble Cave. Team TE going to be over to the, not to the Council Court. Actually, this is Council Court, yeah, and EWG is actually off of the ring. Team BBE over to the corner where, if I believe is mistaken, DRG is right next door to them towards the to the Sun Cave. So Fireflies are going to be crucial here. A Gamma Mine spawn. Gamma Mine spawn coming out here from FPX. I'm curious to see how this matchup goes through. Eventide is available for looting, as well as Celestra, Servant's Grounds, Crow's Nest. Let's take a look and seeing what Game 4 brings into place. My name is Severio. We're taking a look at analyzing this and seeing about what's going to go down here, and also casting because, you know, it comes down to me naturally to be able to do so. But, you know, it's just part of the trade. But I appreciate you guys for actually taking the time and watching as well. Roy Shishi finds himself in a 1-2-3 situation against WFZ, who did find a weapon off the rip. We are going to have a dagger and a Honk Sword to be available, but Roy Shishi is finding himself in a little bit of a bad spot. Has himself to scare out to this top 4. You're going to find the F1 to be available. Roy Shishi looks for the R&B hold check, but it looks like a zip pinging from the sky denies it, and the cannon shot to confirm from Mushin 98. Of course, Roy Shishi finds himself in a bad spot of getting eliminated, and then we are actually going to see DRG get 2 eliminations in swift motions, and they're looking for Snack, who is just trying to loot up a little bit and get away, but he ain't going to have more grapples to be to his name except for this one. But Wushin is chasing him down. We are going to see extra eliminations coming out. KLA finds some eliminations, and it looks like this is going to be a continued fight between 521 and Bowda over by the Alchemist's Cottage. And of course, 521 Yen is going to lose all of his armor and looking to try to R&B here. With the R&B from the fan actually going to connect here, Yen's going to get rubber banded back towards Peak. Peak finds a chance against Unique. Unique is going to be looking to try to hold blue focus, but it's not going to be available. This fan is just too good. However, I do see Iran being low. He force activates F3 to throw all the regens shield walls, and with it, we're going to see a huge teleport from the Wu Chen to get them out, but they're going to go right back in. You're on low. You look for a bow shot. Nicely done from Pampy, but Pampy is going to anticipate a parry opportunity here. We're going to see Peak actually rush towards Unique. That was kind of left field, but with this, Team 521 finds 3 eliminations here, and as a result, gets himself back up. Over towards the Trifid Junction, this is an interesting point where KLA, actually, we saw 3 eliminations. They have 5 now. I don't know what's happening over by the Trifid Junction, but everyone from Council Courtyard, I guess, made their move over here with TE and EWG actually into the region. TE is going to be forcing out, well, it seems to be CXE's spot, and QGG can't do anything to help his teammate. TE's LYD, though, chases QGG. The deformation of the General's form is going to activate. LYD has around 8 seconds left on ultimate, and while he's chasing out QGG, he decides to run it back and going back towards his team because it looks like CXE in the Fairy Shed mech going to lose the armor and going to be focused on here, but that looks to be the Yorohime, actually. TE's Han, he's like, I found my rival. It's not going to happen here. And with TE actually picking up those eliminations, KLA still has 5 eliminations onto the board, but they lost CXE, who is still in soul form, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to back up here, it looks like X17S actually doesn't have a soul form as well to be available. Unfortunately, he did go for a salty res, look like, in the fight. That's how he was able to reinitiate early on. But now over to the Crow's Nest. We are going to see GG's LXM next to BBE's Iben. Iben gets found out, and it looks like it's a purple weapon with a blue armor. LXM's not going to chase. He's not going to be able to, he's not going to want to commit to a chase like that, especially without his team, who at that point in time were like 50 meters away from him. So he should have a good time in actually being able to regroup and then decide to fight. But JDG finds BBE instead. BBE squad is now fully grouped up. Tootie has himself no ultimate here. He's actually only have one grapple. His teammate Pi Squared has lost a life, as well as Kiki. So this is where Tootie has a weird spot. His teammates are in a dangerous predicament. You're going to look for some Fireflies over to the Wand Shrine, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case because BBE just ran through that place. Over to the Celestial region, we can see ALTE, and it looks like AL by the Immortal Temple. They're going to be rushing down here. Whether or not the bell's been hit, we're going to take a look in the scene. Lane playing the Viper V1 F2. Very considerable ability, set, because it's kind of a staple for how the Vipers are supposed to be played, where you expect for her to find someone to silence, focus onto them, and once she secures the silence on a credible person, she will be able to use ultimate to really deny the whole team as a whole for, for the betterment of the cause, because she controls everyone down once she locks down, like, for instance, a Wu Chen, right, where Wu Chen can't get the teleport off and everyone is stuck in the position that they're in. But an enchant from Tessa, like this instance, right, this is where things get a little bit interesting. Lane finds himself in a spot of trying to catch a silence, but the Various Shen ultimate comes out here, and with it, LYD, the Wei Shan, has finally secured a safe spot. The V1 was too late, and Lane actually finds no opportunity to do anything with it. Han finds the chase as a potential, and as Lane is on the ground floor looking to try to reset, his team is in the high ground. The Moonbane is casted, and Han actually tries to find himself away from this Moonbane, throws that RMB, loses that pole sword, and obviously the enchant is going to come through here. That's a guarantee. And there's going to be a chance for that with a cannon shot. And there it is, a Moonbane. And the Moonbane is going to secure it either or. Lane finds out Soul Balloon to pick up Rage for his team. His F2 is still available to knock out Leo's chances for ability usage. And here is going to be a chance for Leo to get locked down here. This is going to be kill elimination number 4 for Team ALL. Team ALL getting this working through. I would have liked to see a Wu Chen. I would like to see a Justina game again, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. All right, V3, though, coming out here from Viper. Like I said, we're getting a surprise for the abilities, and this is going to be Bauda's choice of pick here. There's the V3 to be avoided. I got to watch that again. Did he get avoided through? How did he avoid that? Because he was tethered on. I saw that. He had himself tethered. No, the V3's already been done. No, he iframed the enchant. That's what I'm trying to question about. Okay, yeah. So he iframed the enchant with the F1. Bauda and Mao is trying to look to try to stagger him as much as possible here, but the parry comes out here. Mao loses his chance here, especially with that Wu Chen port to get him out of harm's way, and he loses his dual blades of purple rarity. But EWG, they are still hunting. They are still looking for it. 9 and 14 are looking to try to chase us out. XJ is going to be getting to try to be the first person in, it looks like. And with 9 actually in the back line, he had burned huge. He actually burned his Takeda ultimate as a result. To try to force the pressure away from these guys, but the Wu Chen port did the job for him already, so kind of cost him. But he does have his teammate with the Temi with 14. He still has ultimate, so he didn't expend anything to try to waste it out here. So it isn't for complete knots, but we should see a good chance for these guys to actually get that through in just a second. Now, coming off of this end, we are going to see JDG and J-Team actually have position to close guard, and XLY is going to be the initiator here. One jump into an F, you're going to see himself actually hold this out. As many blues as may be coming out of his way, he will grab it. So, Pi Square looks to use ultimate preemptively due to that. He can't throw any blues, so he says, you know what? I can't do anything about this with holding blue focus to mitigate any sort of pressure. I guess I have to use my ultimate. And XLI is actually really prepared for this. He uses ultimate in regards to it, but it looks like Zem is holding his out. He's waiting to confirm a real pusher if he needs to use his ultimate. Like, if Zem doesn't get himself those staggers that he's looking for with a V3F from Furin to push back somebody, then Zem is going to use the confirmation of his ultimate to lock them in. But it looks like FPX is actually going to show up here as a third party and confirming that J-Team Zem holding his ultimate might have been the best play in the century, because now that it looks like it, they're going to have a little bit more time to sustain through this zone damage if that is a V1. I'm pretty sure it's V2, but they lock themselves inside the cave. FPX's Zhao Hu, though, gets eliminated by Lee from a teleport from the F3 to Kurumi. Incredible. But also to the state that Water can't do anything here, so he's going to go into the ground uniform. He's got V3 Wei Shan. Res coming off here for Zhao Hu, but it looks like a res against Lee is not going to be the case. XOY Gets himself into the corner. Fireflies are actually picked up inside of this realm, inside of this cave, and by this point, Water is at a low enough stage where he could get caught in here with that scare rush with the pulse sword. Double down. XOY is gonna team up with Zem for a 2v3. Gets parried though, and then there might be a chance here to consider a kill, but the F2 misses the kill opportunity. XOY finds that elimination, has a midair F1 to glide over to the side, and with that, we're gonna see Lee actually look for a res to a hindsight position his team, a Dragon Slayer into a Neja's Might, an F1, and an ultimate, but it's not going to be given for XLY due to the Fairy Shen cleaning from Kiki from JDG to actually have the F3 and the audacity of doing that in the face of danger. But it works out. The silence gets a denial for XOY to actually use ultimate there, as you guys can probably see, where he got his rage up from activating an F1 proc due to PP's blue focus release. That F3 right there was a crucial play to deny the sustain. Now, Teddy has himself, the 3 eliminations for the team. Very nice. And we're actually going to go back over to the Shadow Jade region, where DRG and 521 are going to considerable lengths between each other into a fight. Kavloom is going to be showcasing a lot of pressure, but of course the F3 from Pampy has no V3 to actually be Viper's most powerful form of parry, though like that with the dual wield sap. Word? Pampy might be having his chance for the second elimination for the team, but the 5th is going to be confirmed there. Pampy doesn't get himself to reset with his team, but a V1 from Lane is actually going to lose a tether. You can see Pampy actually used his F3 here. You're like, why did he do that? It's because he got a little bit more movement speed because he glided across the ground. Very nicely done, but it's a 20-something second ability. Let's take a look and see what Pampy's got in store, because ALL's Lane is looking to try to lock this down and gets his silence, and as a result, even if he holds blue focus, these guys don't care. A nice dual wield sap though point, and then disenchant. Wait a second. Hold on. Pampy actually trying to cook here, but obviously this rock is going to be what's going to grief him a little bit longer. As much as Pampy's looking towards it, we are going to see those kills. It's crazy too. Romy Yangs are happening right now, so we're going to switch over to that. TE Han actually going to have an ultimate. I was looking at the Vermilion Burst. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But I think TE Han actually has an ultimate that wasn't at full capacity usage. He used it as a defensive measure. Now CXC has full priority against this other Yodo. For this case scenario, KLA17S is trying to use his swarm to build up meter. He finds 3 shots that connect against Leo's own, but with it looks like Han is going to be left out to the dust with those cannon shots, and then with the last slash coming out from QG. Now, 17S, he gets to the sky. He follows Leo. But Leo is 1 HP in a dream, gets eliminated, and finally LYD uses his ultimate, but was it too late? It could have been. It could have been. I mean, he's had it for the longest while, but it wasn't to the case scenario that when we saw not 17S, but when we saw Yodo Hime lose her chance of using her ultimate at the right timing, and she was forced to use it, that gave KLA all the advantage that they needed, and which pushed out Han from being able to be the offensive pressure later into this fight, when the ultimate's coming out from both from the Farius Shen and the Wei Shan to deny the pressure that they can put onto ground units. Now, Gold Nutty's going to be picked up. Okay, so they pick up White Tiger's Prowess. And I don't think we've seen a White Tiger's Prowess pick up from a Romy Yang yet from both the trios and the solos. Well, solos, yes, kind of, not really. But for trios, we haven't seen a White Tiger's Prowess. I like to nickname it really quickly WTP, the WTP buff. But at the same time, it's optional. The thing is that this puts KLA in a spot where they find a multitude of enemies and they end up getting an elimination. It heavy staggers and damages everybody in the vicinity. It damages them 20% of their HP bar, right? So think about that. And then think about the heavy stagger. And think how free a blue focus is going to be when the time comes when an enemy gets heavy staggered and one of KLA's teammates are ready to unleash a flurry of attacks. It can actually switch the fight up, and it also provides a heal over time for each of the teammates, about 25, and it's not split, excuse me, as Draco Storm is split, where Draco Storm's main carrier gets the 40 healing and the teammates get 20 if they're engaging in combat. But 25 base healing over time for each tick for all the teammates at any point in time. That's huge, right? Especially when you're looking to try to poke out and sustain. The only problem in trios is that the The power that buff into a first Rami Yang. This is where it gets interesting. TE though lost their Rami Yang. They're actually holding out outside of the Shadow Jade Vine. ALL is actually looking to try to hunt them if anything, but I think ALL is not going to have any luck. 3 minutes until their Rami Yang depletion is into effect. KLA though, they're chilling northwest of the circle, and they're chilling, just buying stuff from the shop. I mean, they had the gold economy to do so. I mean, flying kick though for CXC now, that's huge. That's big. ALL actually finds a kill though during the Vermilion Bird's Might buff to be active. They aren't going to be the kill leaders though. KLA is actually at 8 kills eliminations so far. 6 kills for 521. Very good turnaround. I like to see this because 521 had a rough first 3 rounds, man. It was not looking too good for them, but the 6 kills could hold them into the top 12 before finals this week, the next weekend, I should say. So this should be good to see for them to actually get that spot and showcase their first week's finals, first time finals in the NBPL. Now TE and TE as a whole, they're gonna find ALL. They find them with no buff, no Vermilion, so this could be an advantage for them. But they know if whether or not Lane has a Silence V1, this is dangerous because Han rushes right into it. Let's take a look and see, because LYD has V3, so they were waiting. Lane is not activating the ultimate until he can confirm a silence, unless it's forced out of him. Let's take a look and see what Han's going to see about this. An ultimate cast comes out here. Lane not going to be focused on it. Looks like it's going to be off of Bo. Bo going to find himself in the caught position where he gets the enchant, but Bo actually has ultimate mitigation to not worry about Han's last slash. That's why slashes were delayed at the very end there for Han, because while the Tessa is throwing out the enchant, she can actually be in the not immune status, but have a massive damage mitigation from the ultimate focus. So while she goes ahead and does that, a chase is on. TE looks to hunt. They got about a minute and 20 seconds until they're, a minute and 10 seconds, my bad, about their Rami Yang depletion. So 70 seconds coming out now. And then with Han trying to be the first one in here, he's got F2, but he is not in supple shape for an ultimate. Lane is still rocking it. Luckily enough, though, LYD, he's got to stay back. Lane is hunting. He's waiting for LYD. He finds a silence. That's confirmed. That's going to be... actually, no, it isn't confirmed. Wait, LYD, he's goated. But then the Forbidden Seal. This denies everything that they were looking to work for. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is God tier positioning. Is this going to work in their favor? Probably not. Leo has himself a beacon. LYD loses immediately his health bar. TE Han finds a parry here. And then the LMB staggers come out from Bo. And a quick elimination factor. Let's take a look at this, guys. All right, so LYD, right? It's funny because he preemptive ult as a response to this, but Bo is holding the Forbidden Seal as the secondary insurance policy for this team, man. That's tough. That's really tough, but hey, they take advantage of what they got in the vicinity of the terrain. I'm honestly really curious to see what TE on was really looking forward to after that point, because he's like, well, no ultimates coming out from these guys, but the problem is that they had better gear, they had better everything. And let's talk about how TE rushed in there with no armor, or Han tried to reach in there with no armor, and then starts healing right in front of them. At this point, he's like, "Yeah, I can push this," but that Forbidden Seal just seals the deal. With TE though going down here, they are bottom of the 18. This is their first day playing, right? So we still have day 3 to work with and seeing about how it ends up, but. Yeah, ALL is cooking with that kill, with that Forbidden Seal in the silence. It really is nicely done. How even after the missed attempt at the silence, even with LYD trying to big brain preemptive ult because he saw Viper, a Forbidden Seal just denies him ult. So there's nothing to stop the Forbidden Seal from being activated. Now, Rami Yang gonna have CXZ here. He's gonna be popping the tuna. He's gonna be dropping it to his teammates. He's making sure he gets as much sustain as possible. But this team has so many gold jades, I couldn't even tell you what they are. I couldn't even tell you. Yeah, spreadsheet's going to have to happen, though. For sure. What's interesting, though, is that ALL not lost, but they utilized their ultimates, but they already have their ultimates back up again. As they're waiting to enter the Rami Yang, so does EWG. And as that comes out, I think EWG might be wanting to get in here quickly. Draco Storm from GG picked up from a Morris Blessing in the overworld is a big play here. CXC, though, has no opponents. They have no enemies. And KLA actually gets themselves another buff. And it could be White Tiger's Prowess. It could be Draco Storm. And Gold Greatsword to pick up, though. Let's take a look and see what they pick up. And it looks like we're not going to get a chance. We might see an overlay. If we don't see an overlay, that's White Tiger's prowess. Draco Storm, very nice. They have to be aggressive with the GG though has theirs. JDG going to be their main focus. Nice shots off of 3-3-0. The synergized position right there was great for those angles. But I think Tutty underestimates the amount of pressure that this team is about to put on them. So the main holder is going to be Viper. She has V3 and F3. She is the burst. So as long as she kind of keeps this position of hunting down, she actually going to be going through. Actually, I don't think it is Viper. I think it is. I think it's CJS. Yeah, CJS. And with CJS actually rushing in here would be the best place. LXM is definitely going to be that contender for being the first to actually pick up the secondary, the Draco Storm buff as well. V3 was confirmed with the beacon. Actually confirms nothing here. Wait a second. V3 doesn't get any sort of silence off the enemies. LXM actually is in a bad spot here as he's going to be caught out here for the cannon shots. And of course, the heal comeback from the Draco Storm is going to come here at one piece. But 3-3-0 has to force an ultimate push. This aura is massive. And as it comes out here, Kiki gets eliminated from Champy, jumping onto the Ballista, hitting Tutting with a secondary Ballista shot. And with it, going to loot up the body, find the soul boom pickup, and everything in between. But he's going to have to regroup with his team because it looks like they're going to be rushing into Patati here. The sustain of this fight might be coming out from the Yodohime. A V3 ultimate coming out to deny any F ability from Tutty, and that's going to be a quick hit. Now, Pampy was immune, but another Ballista shot support coming in from 3-3-0. I should say support, but it's really going to go for those kill steals. And while Liam comes out here, or LXM comes back to try to give his team a necessary time to reset, ALL's lane is just in the backline, has ultimate for V1, almost getting smacked by that. A Forbidden Seal being active is told by his teammates. 3-3-0 repositions here, but he is the Wu Chen, so he's got to be noted about being careful about what he's going to play next. Now, lane V1 Viper. We haven't seen the stun come out yet, but I do believe lane might be looking to try to just keep as much pressure just by existing in the front line as possible, and you have 2 silence, of course. It's just that his unfortunate circumstances is that he's fighting players that he's silencing, and then it turns out he misses the silence, and then, you know, he ends up having to, you know, wait for the timing. But the other thing, the worst case scenario is that he silences someone that doesn't need to be silenced. Like earlier, he fought out and silencing the Orihime. And what happened is that as much as he silenced them, they didn't have a chance to really do much with that ultimate, or they can't do anything with the V1 there for as a Viper because Yodohime isn't the threat. It's the Weishan. And the Weishan is the only person with the V3 that can deny the stun from happening. So at that point, it's just like, okay, I can't do anything here for another 12 seconds if you're running 2 cooldown glyphs. 15 seconds to cooldown for the F2. So they have to wait at least that when it comes down to hunting down an opportunity for CC control there with no problems, with no issues really. But, we'll see. 521's Yen, though, or 521 in general, they're over by Jade Pond. These guys are actually rocking common Jades into the pit for Pampy, but that's all they got in terms of what they got into the kit. We could see Pampy actually looking to try to be this engager. Remember, he's one, like, I'm very curious to see this V3F3 making its way through today, man. I was thinking, like, okay, maybe only a day one team will actually run it, like, how we saw JL actually run it. But it isn't just the case of JL. It's like Bauer is running it. 521 is running it. And this is really good to see. Like, okay, wait, why are players running the V3F3? I like to see this. And the reason I'd like to see this is because this isn't just opening off, oh, you get a stun, you win the game, right? It's like, okay, situationally, I could get the stun, but there's so many forces that will deny the stun anyway. So why not just go for a full bursty short time frame, skill selection where I can run around, throw blue focuses, and be in 40% mitigation state. Not only that, I can use my ability of F3 to confirm a shotgun blast to the enemy at the cost of being able to have a chance of controlling an enemy team. Because if you're facing head-on fights, control like that for V1 or V2, it comes situationally. Everyone uses their ultimate. Everyone is spread apart. And then all of a sudden, you drop in there with the V1, 5 seconds to stun, perfect. Okay, find someone to lock into, because at that point, you're going to get range shotted to death. And if you're going to get range shot to death, not going to be a fun time, especially as you're trying to go ahead and try to confirm a kill off as a single target or 2. And then if anything comes up for the V2, it's a 2-second stun. And a 2-second stun with a 2-second amount of silence against enemies across the board, it puts you in a spot where you're looking at, okay, As a Viper, after I hit this V2 and the 2-second sun starts, I have a second of animation that I can't cancel. And so what am I going to do? Hold the blue focus? Am I going to get a 1.0 or am I going to get parried as a result? See, that's a difficulty with V2. So V3 puts you in ground unit form. You can immediately be starting to put pressure onto somebody who's trying to run away, and that is your key to catching somebody off guard. But the difference is that compared to V1, where you can silence one person, right? V3 silences anyone in the vicinity. That means Tessas can't deny you from your enchant or from your ultimate to be casted, right? Enemy Vipers can show up and F3 you or push your team off of someone that you are going through on, or counter ult. But 521 picks up this immediate Morris Blessing drop and goes straight to Hammond, looting it. They got a gold staff, gold armor, 2 gold jades that we will see what those are, because Pampy is rocking the staff. He's quick with it. But I think Yen's going to have to be careful because everyone's looking towards him. Towards the backline. Now, KLA, CXZ. Actually, KLA as a whole. 8 eliminations. They're still holding on to the first gold nunnies that they earned from the first Romy Yang. But they're trying to poke out for BBE, who are holding on this fort. Yeah, everyone's hitting the bell, but it's down, dogs. ALL is going to be holding out into the Gamma Sigma mine, I should say, while CJS is rushing to the shop, see what's there, maybe having something for his gear. It doesn't seem to be the case, but CJS actually dropped the Jade for one of the defense Jades and drops it back again. He was really quick with that. Now, obviously, CJS is looking for the high ground position. And while CJS is actually going to have his chance here to beat a Tessa with all the buildings, he's not going to take the advantage of using his ultimate here. The zone is closing in. Why would he? ALL is dipping out here as a whole. And with them actually having this chance, they only have 8 eliminations. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's just that 8 eliminations is tied in with KLA. And they actually tied in with 521. 3 teams with 8 eliminations minimum into this lobby, but you can see the pressure being done to ALL as 521 finds their cannon position and spots a good spot for these guys. As much as Yin is actually looking to try to avoid the range damage, I mean, he's rocking a common cannon, right? V3 though. Hey, yo, hold up. Okay, that was gonna be a good V3 ultimate, but I think, okay, hold on, I gotta watch that back. Let's watch this back. Hold on a second. How did Wu Chen get this port? Oh, they didn't even have Wu Chen on Senpai. Wait a second, Pampy. What are you doing here? Wait a second, Pampy. Who are we looking for? Because I'm looking at Revenge, and he's in the back line. He's the Wu Chen. The V3 comes out here. The port was placed, and then they get the portal off. So they were looking to try to lock down lane, but their main primary target, and this is where V3 comes into the target list. Revenge should have been who they were looking for. Nice F3 to push back all these guys in midair. That's really nice. F2 is actually missed from lane, and no silence is confirmed. The 1-2-3 to the enchant. Okay, big chance for LMB. Oh, Wu Chen port to save the day. And of course, Pampy gets his range resistance. You can see these guys trying to pelt it, but Pampy finds his heal off in time. 3-to-4 the ratio, though, for his armor pattern. Not looking too good supplies-wise. 521 needs to find a way of rotating out and trying to find a way for that regen to be made. But KLA finds them, tries to poke them out. CXC is going to be holding this musket with intent, but 17S is knocking these cannon shots to go through. Pampy finds a way to intervene and actually go right past QGG. This Moonbane, though, Griefbane is going to be coming out here to play. And, of course, if CXZ is looking to try to go through it, 521 Yin is going to be his best case scenario for a target. It looks like Yin is going to be in a scary spot. Takes that burn damage. Not looking good. He's rocking right into the Moonbane, man. Oh, snap. There's CXZ with the musket, man. I knew this. I knew the musket was going to come out. Look at the shot. Look. Man, it was Sniper Elite. And, of course, we're going to see BB Snack actually try to block off range shots with that Merciless Havoc. It's a common rarity staff, but it's better than nothing, especially with the Jade of that quality. Unique, though, trying to find positions to try to go for that res, but Moonbane for another 30 seconds. It's too risky as a result. So they're going to be backing off here, abandoning their teammate, picked up any loot they could, but ain't going to have the chance that is going to be, ooh, what's going on here? Holding spacebar is definitely going to be doing that. But CGS is actually going to be looking to try to, be floating around. And I think this is going to be the point of where Moonbane either hits one of these enemies or it just, provides a means to an extreme. ALL finds its corner, but they're taking cannon shots from KLA, or ALL, I should say. Or, yeah, from KLA. Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking about this position. I'm like, yeah, I'm following this like a compass. Of course, CXZ is going to be having his musket to be coming through, but 521 gets eliminated, 8 eliminations, and I think they're in 7th place placing. We're going to see 8 eliminations is still held by BB and not BB, ALL, but with 521 going down, they had a good game so far. 9 eliminations for KLA, though, after getting that 1 kill against Pampy. Now, this V1 enchant into the zone. Oh my, what the? I gotta watch this. The whisk throw was immense. Yeah, Ivan is catching that through. He sees the chant and actually doon cannon shots, and the BBE picks up the elimination. And an ultimate from KLA's 17S to iframe through the enchant is going to go tracing right down towards ALL. QGG is trying to lock down summon on ground unit form, but it looks like Revenge is going to have ultimate still. Lane finds the V1 opportunity against enemies who can't do anything because they're big and bulky and, you know, just big as a general. But CGS from GG gets an enchant of Destiny. 17S gets eliminated by GG, and that's a quick double kill, if anything. But BBE finds elimination off of I think off of QGG. So with that, I think KLA is done. Yeah, they are so far. ALL is going to be holding the court side down, but I think EWG and BBE are going to have a tassel off of this rooftop with the 2 Tumult ults. BBE Snack rocking this purple staff now and looking to use his Merciless Havoc to block any range shots as per usual. But we do see the Viper ultimate and actually LX7 the V3 ultimate. And this enchant comes off here. Bo does not have a chance of actually having much time to live for much longer. EWG9 finds the elimination. He's looking to try to use his Phoenix Blast with his Takeda ultimate to its full potential. F3 to come out from 330, and he is at literally a sneeze away from death. And one thing that comes out here is that the pressure from JJ, from Pai coming away from this is that he couldn't lock it through. And of course, Teddy and Kiki, his teammates, are down, so he's going to be the only last link here to live. Crazy. Well, Roy Shishi is going to be locking shots against EWG. Pai suddenly is hiding in plain sight. He looks like a rock. He's actually the rock. That's crazy, man. LXM. He really... Oh, the hit confirmation is there. Roy Shishi found him. Right? No? Come on, bro. JDG's right there, bro. Yep, they found him. Okay, fine. But if everything comes out here from LX7, he's going to get caught almost into the Merciless Havoc to be knocked into the zone. And then Aurora Burst to be bursting out here. EWG14 finds his chance of repositioning back into the fight. And this is going to be the final circle, guys. 2.5 minutes to be made. And, of course, they're going to be holding on the Fort Lee's range in the F3 from Wu Chen. I don't think anything's going to stop what's going to happen next. Pi Square going to go launch into the zone. Free zone damage that BBE Biden took advantage of. And, of course, CJS is going to be looking to try to get some range shots before they enter it back in. A V1 is available. He's holding it. He's going for a high ground position for the cannon range. And then he's going to be looking for a 3-man ultimate. He misses every single member of EWG. And as that goes through, he is going to get punished as a result. Nice parry, though. Very nice, very quick, but he does not do anything to capitalize off of it. He's just going to have the high position of using grapples. Dragon-like Might in the distance. You can see it being working in Ben's favor. He has also Benthic Descent. And then EWG shows up with a Hepta Detach on top of the Phoenix Blast. And Roy Shishi has himself the V2 ultimate, or V2 coming out from Zaping. Will he survive? Will it pop in time? And he's going to have nothing to live for with those range cannon shots coming out from EWG's XG. And LXM, I mean, GG's rocking the V3 F3. They killed EWG9. A Soul Bloom pickup immediately. Has F3 in 8 seconds. He's looking to try to lock down EWG's J, and that's going to be 1 kill left. 2 other enemies in the vicinity. LXM finds a grapple, denies 14. F3 to push him back on R&B and into the zone. We're going to see this as a win and as a dub. If they actually get a MVP with using V3 F3, is it meta? I don't know. Well, I guess it's meta. I mean, I like to see it. I love to see it. I would like to see how the players are going to react now for the next 2 rounds and seeing if they're going to choose his buff. But before we do that, let's take a look at the scene about the scoreboard because I'm curious about that first. All right, with the scoreboard here, TE is actually going to rock a 1.6 game, so there's no zeros, there's no 0.5s. Teams are actually going to get their points in value. FPX has 4, Bowda has 4, 4.5 for DRG, 4.9 for J Team. JDG comes out here with a 6.7 game and a 9.5 for EWG and 6. Now, oh, hey, chill. Now, BBE in 5th place has 9.8. Okay, come on. Come on. As much as it comes out of here, BBE is going to have 9.8 tied with 521 for those point values, but 11.1 for ALL and 11.8 for KLA. But first place ranking gives GG the necessary push to actually propel themselves into first place with 15.2 for the MVP. And this is a better average against teams. Now, like, think about this, right? Excuse me. A single team doesn't have a successive amount of kills where it's too crazy. I'm not going to cast a curse anything when I say this. But this might be the most balanced match we've had yet. Balanced around, I should say, across the board for points. This is kind of a rare opportunity. I mean, OUG is not in his lobby, so there's that. But another thing is, even in other rounds where OUG ended up with a 0-point game, Wolves finds a massive game out of that because of that. They propelled into that round, or to the extent. Now, I'm really hoping this is where you're performing this average. I like this average. Honestly, I mean, TE is the one that is at the bottom, but 4.4, 4.5, 4.9. This is going to be a good chance of seeing where these guys kind of have an overall pick of, okay, maybe there's a ley line, because this V3 F3 Viper was in 2 or 3 comps this round, and the MVPs were rocking it. Yeah, sure, maybe not the most amount of kills, maybe not the most amount of damage, but at least at this point that you can see that the pressure that they put on here was to be noticed, especially coming out that the comp itself was going up against V1 Vipers, and even then the V1 Vipers that ALL was trying to make through was it was kind of wishy-washy with the F2 silence, because you have to guarantee that has to happen. You don't do that, you're going to be grieving out the rest of the team fight. But going off these points, first day for ALL, 35.6, not bad. Especially considering that they're going up against a moniker against JJH and WBG, surpassing them for their full day's worth from day one. Middle of the 12, though, I need to see the middle 6, because this really goes to place. BBE is going to be at 40.6 for the first day of playing. JDG's second day of playing is 44.6, so they really need to get some climbing up to do for the next 2 rounds into this day. With Bowder, though, they have 61.9. They're climbing through. 521 doing the same ordeal. And then GG actually having a chance here to do the same, or with this game. Like, today is their best game. I think today they could. I don't know. I mean, they're looking to try to cook here for the 72.8. To try to get to 100 points, but we'll have to see how that ends up in the next 2 rounds. I don't want to cast a curse. I'm not going to wood. Top 6, though. 38.1 for their day 2 gameplay for DRG, and then 54.7 for FPX. So they're doing a hell of a lot better than the first day, I'll tell you that. Almost reaching double points of what their value is, and they're closing into it anyway. So with that being said, KLA is actually trying to catch up to their first day values with the 57.1. Still looking at Wolves and OUG, though. Even though they haven't played for today, they're playing tomorrow for day 3. So 101.9, 83.6. Like, those are the top dogs. And XCG, too. Really good matchup. Let's take a look and see about round 5 and seeing what Nighttime Morristow brings right now. All right, and we're back for game 5, starting now. So, I'm trying to think about the hero points, right? Because, I mean, if teams are holding on to Sand Siphon, the main reason is because they can have like 6 or 4 points left, like 6 points left maximum, or minimum, I should say. We are going to see a split across the board, though. Wait a second. This is not going to cause any bans, actually. Okay, so this is a split across the board. That's actually going to be 1 Cannonball, 2 Sand Siphons, both Zippings, and an AOT comp. So then round 2, if they got KLA has no hero points whatsoever. They ran through them. They're going to run their AOT comp. We're going to see Sand Siphon from TE. We're going to see AOT from JDG. And there's going to be FPX with their Sand Siphon possibly. They're looking at seeing it, but the support, it's going to be... No, it's going to be Zipping. Now she's going to have a 1-point value, as that comp is. As well as the AOT comp actually having a 1-point value. And then, actually, Cannonballs. Yeah. I don't know if BBE has a cannonball selection available. I don't know if they're gonna be running through their hero points because of this round though. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, because everyone in the last round are gonna be looking for it. I think I don't know. I think BBE might be in a bad spot here if they already chose cannonball twice before. Uh oh, they're going for AOT. Yeah, they haven't chosen AOT more than twice, so this is only going to cost them 3 points as the hero points increased. And that's going to be that case scenario. Yeah, going to be it. So I think they have a Sand Siphon left. I think a Sand Siphon still left for them. But we'll take a look and see about the spawn starting out here. Can we get abilities? Can we? Yes. I was looking for this. I need this. I've been dreaming of this. No, but more importantly, I need to take a look and see about the abilities coming out here. V2 from Elaine for the Tumulch. V3, F3 for Pi Square. Nice. V1 though for Water from FPX. I'm not sure how that's gonna turn, but it should work. It should work out for Moore's Blessings, like for confirming it. I'm curious to see what GG's kind of in store though. The V3 F3 though from JDG, impeccable. F3 from DRG, okay, taking note from GG. GG's rocking the standard Sand Siphon with the V1, and F2 for XLY as the Yodohime, as well as with 14 from EWG. Yeah, they're running it. They are running it. They are running F3, V3, F3. Roy Shishi doing the V1 with the F3, so I'm not sure he's changing that later. But if it is V1, he's just looking to embody Iban's enchant into allowing it. This is interesting. So we're getting a lot more of this bursting coming out from Viper, which it's funny. It's kind of been predicted. I want to shout out Trash Panda, aka Kev, because he's been looking at V3, F3 for Viper for the longest with another comp. That was seen with the Powerpuff Girl comp. And the main reason why the Viper goes to F3, V3 is because when Transformers is super prevalent, one thing that comes out of the V3, F3 is that you don't focus anyone else but the Tian Hai, right? And anyone who's around to try to save the Tian Hai gets denied. Like, for instance, Karumi, if she can't get her F out, the test is gonna cause Karumi to be causing Karumi to be in shambles with an enchant and buying time for the two others, for the Shiol and the Viper, to lock down Tian Hai and kill him. Same methodology comes out here, but more so about just bursting out and being the peel pressure. So it will be up to note and scene about how that kind of translates between the top 3 comps right now. But over here, I do see a little bit of spread. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, Council Courtyard spawn between Bauda and EWG is going to be interesting, but more so about Victim Saving. Let's take a look and see. Council Courtyard goes straight to the cave. Yeah, these guys are not going to stop. EWG actually chasing this out. And I'm actually, I'm going to be a little bit honest, guys. I'm kind of losing my voice a little bit. I've been doing 4 days of this on top of the casting for C, so it's kind of basically coming there, but still, it's all about the dexterity. Hopefully not to break it. So I'll be talking a little bit more softer here if I can. F1 comes out between AWG9. He's going to be losing out a couple of HP bars, but we are going to see Peak actually look to try to get his RMBs. He's going to be successful with it. Soblin to be picked up, an uppercut coming out from Iran, and confirming kill off of XG. XG actually going to be the last one to be eliminated here. Peak's going to be going ahead, breaking the boxes. But over to the Zest Winery, we're going to see a tower push out here. BBE putting out the works against ALL. And R&B comes out here with the V1, going to be causing the enchant, and that's going to be a double enchant. Big time for BBE here. And with everything coming out for this stage, the R&B blue focuses might be coming through here for a Shadow Step to R&B. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And an R&B comes out here again for another parry. Bo is just quick with it, man. And the level 3 swing coming out from that great sword is immense, but I don't think BBE is going to allow this to last much longer. The enchant, though, was missed. That was a big switch up. BBE Fat Milk actually having to force the ultimate. Unfortunate. They can't pick up the elimination just yet. They're going to get a res off. And then they're going to see ALL go for the reset here. ALL's bow is trying to get a peek around the corner in terms of where these guys are. But knowing where the shield walls are, they're going to be backing off here to try to go ahead and reset some from armor. Sunwing's Res has a little bit of chance here. LXM going ahead and finding the elimination 3-3-0 will against 17S, but CJS gets caught to those jump LMBs. The RMB comes out. Stanchion might be coming through both these enemies, but it looks like 3-3-0 picks up his second elimination against CXZ. And all of these players are going to be looking to try to reset, get the supplies games going through. Now, it's interesting to note that as much as the weaponry coming out from CGS, he's still level 1, but they are going to pick up weapons, of course, across the time and space of their inventory. Better quality, though, better pizza, you know the vibes. But one thing that comes through is that Takeda really depends on the inventory placement for his team to actually look to pick up weapons that they may or may not necessarily want, but more so about the necessary need, because he needs to get at least level 2 as fast as possible, because level 2 comes through with 4 dashes or 4 splashes. Now, let's say they buff it, they say they change it. Honestly, if they reverse the gold one to be for level 2 instead of for the 4 dashes to be for level 3, that would change the game. Honestly, for the Sand Siphon comp, to be honest, that would change everything. Now, Water has himself to actually look towards and picking up himself to the shop. I think he's buying a Moonbane immediately. Yes, he is. Unique is actually going to pick up a Moonbane instead as well. XOY sees his chance for ultimate out here, but Lee uses ultimate at the same time. He was kind of safe to be safeguarded by XOY. An early on game ultimate like that forces Zem to actually try to force a chase off, but when he doesn't really want to. But Zem has himself in F3 state. We're going to see him look for his chance here, and with the army coming out from the fan, Zem looks to regroup with XOY. Is a good position that he's taking. Don Chindo has 2 extra Fear and Blast. He's looking to try to chase out and try to push towards J-Team as a hit through the rice fields. But of course, towards this area, we are going to have a bell in the vicinity in the northeast. But no players have been spawned here except for EWG, so we're going to have to see how they're going to end up rotating out into Celestra from the northeast. A fire cage has been struck. XOY deforms from the mech. He gets parried. Doesn't have a combo breaker. Doesn't have F3. He's one of the few who don't. But the F2 gets connected. Oh my goodness. Dongqing almost got eliminated there. But with the V2 coming in from Ziping and picking up the solo, Dongqing is back to full. And of course, J-Team's Lee is going to be in the back line. But one thing to keep note is that Lee is just using the dual blades blue focuses back to back. F1's up for Dongqing. He's going to be waiting for the timing when he's more close guarded against his opponent to try to force the F1 and hopefully to grab the tackle that comes out of it. Dongqing, though, still looking to try to find the line of sight, finds his chance, might be coming out here with a downward RMP, and there it is. Xiaohu is down. They'll have to go back for the res, but with everything coming up from BBE against their opponent, Zhao is actually going to look to regroup with his team by manually displacing himself from his remains and actually go for a soul altar nearby. Now, BBE finds the eliminations for number 2. This is going to be a pole sword action coming out between the two. Fat Milk has a purple longsword. Of course, with the purple longsword, he's going to be looking to try to, he finds the Phoenix Blast. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. But Pampy actually has himself to switch out the spear. Blue armor for across the board for Unique. I'm going to go to the leaderboard real quick. It looks like a majority of 3 teams have 3 eliminations. Bauta, GG, and FPX. KLA does not have any eliminations, but they are in 3rd overall. 521 has 2. And with BBE as well as ALL, J-Team actually also has 3 kills, and they're bottom of the 6 still. So they're still trying to make this first day count for them for playing. So that way by day 2, they build up, day 3, I should say, they should be able to build up enough points by the values alone. Hopefully, averaged it out between the both days. Now, GG, CJS, they're going to the shop. LXM as well. I think one thing you have to keep note of is that we're still waiting for the Romy Yang here to spawn in, and a lot of players are playing it very passive. Even though they got early game kills, it isn't anything major like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, right? We're not finding that coming out just yet. EWG's 9 and 14 are actually going to be here in the vicinity of the Moonlight Courtyard, while it looks like actually going to be in the back line. These guys have just run through their first lives, so it may not be their best benefit to be able to fight here in the early game. But we're going to see a fight over by the Wan Shrine. A big chance for Roy Shishi to find his R&B off of water. Roy Shishi has no silence. He's got nothing to control with an ultimate or a skill. He's only looking for damage and a 5-second stun, but here it is. Here it comes out. A counter ult coming out here from Water here to try to push the bases off, but his team does not regroup with him in time. And with that, we are going to see a Wu Chen port to push this out because they know they have nothing to be able to contest for it. It's an absolute understatement in terms of how much, the value that the V1 does is negated by the fact that the F3 is there. And it's not to say that the F3 is bad in that case scenario, but you need a 5-second stun. You need to silence the person that can make the most impact. If you can't silence them, the point is that you need to go into full burst. But if you're running the F3 right, you're bursting without real control, even with the V1 in place, while the enemy team still has room to work with their skills and ultimates. Cannon shots coming out from Wuxia 98 against XG is huge here. His cannon's going to come through, but the swarm is going to be massive damage coming out from 14, who gets killed off by the second shot that Wuxia is demonstrating how much stronger a Fairy Shen cannon can be with this purple rarity. Now, EWG9 is running around, but Wuxia is actually keeping distance to close gap. You can see Pampy rocking the V3, F3. This is how you kind of have to do it here. You lock them in with that V3 and you push them. You allow for your Soul Blooms to be picked up. Look at that. Double Soul Bloom. You know? Pampy working with it. Really working with it. And more importantly, though, he is being able to be the rushdown with his team. 521 is doing some good work, man, guys. Like, come on. Top 8 of the leaderboard, but they are still trying to surpass GG, and that's a tough feat as it is. This is GG's first day, and they're already past 521 as a result. Bowder, though, and JDG, those are their two biggest opponents for today. Later on tomorrow with the day 3, we're going to see JL and seeing how they perform, but also with WBG and the J Team squad. Actually, yeah. Now, DRG WFZ goes into the zone. I'm not sure as to why, but 521 Unique is pretty close towards him. I'm not sure he's going to hit this bell. It's already been hit. Actually, that was actually down to WFZ who hit the bell. Nice bow shot. Confirms it. Oh, this is going to be forcing them to actually want to get in here, but the beacon's about to be ready for WFZ. Hold checks and gets a release. WFC has his beacon drop, but the Dreadful Whale denies him from entering that beacon. Unfortunate. But hey, 521 getting that kill. Elimination was worthwhile. That bow shot, that singular bow shot turned the fight, or turned the chase into a hunt. The Rummying closes, or not, maybe it's a visual bug. QGG, KLA, they're all waiting outside of it. No eliminations. ALL, they're chilling with blue armor. They don't really need to do anything. DRG, though, finds a Reaper Charm to actually be used to res their teammate. Bowder Yaran lurking as KLA waits outside the Rummying. And entered. Nice. GG. Okay. Well, no, I thought that was KLA. That's GG, bro. KLA and Fun Plus Phoenix going to be fighting each other in the other Rummying. We'll see that later on. ALL, though. You know, Bo. Yeah, he's still rushing around. He should have a good time here. I mean, he's got ultimate. LXM, though, finding the Blistering Edge, a mid-air F1 from Bo to actually initialize this. And obviously with the RMBs coming out here with the fan, I mean, yeah, Temi comes out to negate the ultimate push coming out from Bo here. And as a result, we are going to see a Blistering Edge still connect towards Bo. And he's going to be waiting this point to regroup after the heal, but that's half healing. LXM trying to get the Blistering Edges as fast as possible, as much as possible, but gets caught into the wisp. That's going to be Bo's last Furin after this one. A double parry comes out here and looks to try to confirm it. This is the last one, guys. F1's available now. LXM going to be throwing the horizontals again still. Here's going to be a chance whether or not he's going to be locked down here. There it is. The Aurora Burst gets denied, but then the pushback comes out again. Bo throwing the blues. The V2 proc comes out. Maybe it might have been the Mortal Defiance. Who knows? But it looks like Bo has his team to work with them. And everything is coming out to work until Lane goes down. Revenge goes down. And as a result, Bo is down. CGS, truly one of the ones. As well as GG. They're going to be working this, working their butts off into this Rummying. And with that, we're going to see some chances off of that end. Yeah, I mean, GG to GG. I mean, they win it out. They get a Vermilion Bird's Might. They're rocking this. Party rocking. And the turnaround there was kind of massive. I was kind of scared to see whether or not they were going to lose that fight. But, I don't know. I feel like GG kind of has a lock into the play here with the Sand Siphon that they have currently. So we're going to have to see how they kind of work with this Vermilions and see if they go crazy with it. But in the meantime, FPX's Water finds possibly finding 5-2-1 here. An ambush like that would be kind of unfortunate for 5-2-1, but it looks like they have Unique in the back line. The first person I wouldn't want to catch lacking is the Wu Chen, which is best case scenario if I'm the offensive. But unfortunately for them, it looks like he's going to be in predicted status. Xiaohu isn't able to find his way through until now. Water's been 1v3ing these guys for pressure the holds for like 5 seconds, and sometimes it's all the time you need. Pampy looks for the high ground here, tries to go for this V3. Here is the offensive point. They can actually lock down Zhang Xing, but the thing is, Ziping Ying has ultimate cast to come out here. The F3, the F2, no, the F3 to come out here against Zhang Xing for that weaken heal isn't going to work out in their favor. Pampy actually has to force the team to reset here, as he's going to be the lowest link here, and as a result, Tumult ult, Ziping Ying ult, and the Cicada ult all consumed. I'm not sure what Yin stands for Rage, but he is going to be the last person that could have a fighting chance for 5-2-1 to turn us back around. But Mercer's would like to come out here. Water likes to throw the F1 and try to confirm a stagger. Not going to happen here, but with this Wisp form, no parry coming out here. We're going to see a 55% ultimate coming out. Dongqing goes down. Zhao is the next person left. F3 comes through. Pampy gets those dreadful whale attacks, and coming off his end, Water is the second to be eliminated. Now, what is the case here for Zhao? And it looks like 5-2-1 is going to make this one their make or break. And they win this fight, I think, solely due to the fact that that Wu Chen port was extremely well placed. For the timing, of course. You're looking at the Wu Chen. Okay, so let's bring that back. Yeah. Bring it back. Let's bring it back before Ahelo gets into a fight. So here's how it works out. First off, my voice needs to be repaired. I'm drinking a tea right now. Shout out to tea. But this tea is a ticking time bomb for me to go. So we're going to have to see how this ends up. 5-2-1 has himself, right? Or they have themselves in the position where now the Takeda is the first person to ult. And a chance is guaranteed here for a double hit. Water has ultimate. Okay, so here's the thing, right? The V3 comes out, and Pampy is in full offensive. Ziping Ying is now forced out. This is where the V3 has its full capabilities of being that ultimate. It really forces two ultimates to be utilized, man. Because the crazy thing is this. You hear Viper, you don't see her, you activate. As a Takeda, you want to ult first beforehand, because if you're not silenced beforehand, you want to make sure that you have an availability to be able to use your cast by the time that the silence does come through. And then what happens is next is V3 is going to be the ultimate. And now Dongqing's like, oh, I can't use any def. I can't do anything here. Because best case for Dongqing, right, as a Takeda, against Vipers with F2 is that he can use the Fear and Blast to push back Viper before the silence animation completes its course for him to get silenced, and it wipes out her ability as a result. But this is the case where it actually had to force Zhao Hu to use the Zipping ult, and as the pressure is coming down, Tumult Circle coming out from Water was a way for them to secure a way to Pampy to be eliminated. And then what happens? Wu Chen Port pushes this boundary line towards away from every single one of those pressure holds. They burned through all their ultimates, but Yin is the final link into this. Why? Because he is the only person into this team that runs a partition of a rage cost of 55%. And now look at this. They're in a ravine. I tell the teams in C server about this whenever I'm practicing scrim with them as well and teaching them. If you are in a ravine with Tessa, it's a gone. Like, you're in a low spot like this, it is a gone state, guys. And you can see this Water has nothing to his kit. He's got nothing to protect his team. That V2 was a very guilty pleasure V2 early on. Should he have saved it? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Y2 with 5-2-1's unique, finding the timing for the Wu Chen port, it was a little bit risky. Yes. Pampy could have gotten eliminated there. Yes. But he wanted to ensure that the timing ult was first used before he decided to use a port out. A wait for the ability claim comes out here, and it works out in their favor. Zhao is going to go down here, and as a result, Pampy gets his team out of the harm's way, and they'll find themselves into that reset position. Very nicely done. Now we're going to continue the fights. ALL up against JDG. You're going to see a V1 coming off here to force down the lane in the bad spot here, who does have ultimate, but okay, hold on a second. I got to take a sip for this one. Apologies about that. Okay. This is another Sand Siphon versus AOT with the V3 F3. It looks like specifically against Viper V3. So the enchant is enacted upon thee. We are going to see Pi Squared look for his chance here to actually have the V3 and focusing onto the target lane. I think Bo actually has a full priority list here, full parry coming out, and Bo is still with Suits Takeda Fear and Blast. KLA is actually hiding out around the corner here with CXZ, just, sneaky. But while the ALL's bow is chasing out or is trying to regroup with lane, they aren't going to see KLA CXZ. Word? Word? I guess so, not. It looks like Lohan and from TE gets elimination off of LXM from GG. I wanted to see how that one went. Considering the ALL actually have Roman Yang depletion. Oh my. Oh wait. This is what? All right. Well, KLA 17S goes into position. A third party from Elaine. Lane gets caught into the parry. Lane goes down. Bo goes down. All of ALL goes down. KLA found that transition to fight this fight. I'm very curious how that's turned to be, because we know this port out happened, right? From JDG. JDG went west, and then ALL went south. Okay. Now CXZ, they were holding, or not CXZ, KLA was holding out, hiding this out. They're probably waiting for Fear and ult to be done before they push. They see the orbs disappear. They push. Got it. They see Revenge actually by himself, and they lock him into a corner here. There's Bo. He's late to the party. V3 comes out, and they have the Liberty Dippy confirmation. No V2 can save Revenge, even if he had it. And then they actually pick these guys off one by one. I mean, KLA finds that ultimate from Tumult isn't going to really do much if they're both away from him from that knock pushback. And then the parry, of course, from that end allows for the quick set eliminations against all of ALL there. They're going to have to really think about how they kind of want to set their positions up. But KLA gets his eliminations like water. They're just picking it up. No pun intended with FPX, But, Yoran, Bauda, they're here. They see this partition to actually try to think about a third party if they can. Ooh, nice counter shot, bro. Into a target lock, actually, too. So that's pretty good. And actually to fire arrows. Very nice. We are going to see, though, fight 2-1. Lost unique in the fight that we weren't able to see. I'd like to see a replay of that, please. Because it looks like BBE are the ones to do the deed. They actually only have 3 eliminations. They only picked up 1 so far from unique. And it looks like they're wait, hold on. Skirt. V1 F3 with Raishishi. He's doing it again. He's doing F1 V3 or V3 F1 or F3 V1. They still only have 3 eliminations. I'm kind of hoping to see it's gonna be like a solos V1 Viper here, because like solos V1 Viper is you only use it for end of game circle as like a jack of one trade, like how Akuma did that in last year. But Akuma was such at a high point of like points. It's funny because some players in solos, for instance, they'll play a character pick that's like, no, you shouldn't be running that. But considering they're so chilled out because of their values that they made it to finals, it's like, I can do what I want. And that's why Akuma ran Tianhai and then ran a Kurumi and then ran Viper V1. Like, it was troll. But he was had a high placement of points that he was good to go between his groupings. Now, into the Ramyang, 5-2-1 has no Wuchen. Raishishi finds the F3 to actually push back Pampy. Pampy finds himself in a spot where he can actually technically, hypothetically speaking, 1v3 here. But the problem is that Pampy finds himself in the Ramyang by himself. I don't know as to why. I don't know why he did it. To be honest, throws me off. Maybe big brain. No, there's no way it's big brain. So what I'm thinking on paper is that he dies. He's in soul form the whole duration. He looks forward towards the Realm of Yang, towards the Morris Blessing, I should say, and waits out a team from leaving after unlocking the Realm of Yang or the Morris Blessing, and then picks up the Rebirth Charm from there. That's what I'm thinking is best case scenario. But that's like a 1 in a million thing. Like, there's no way that he decides to go into Realm Yang just for that single purpose while his teammate is still alive. Right? I don't know. We'll see. DRG, though, is going to pick up some immense Jades here. That might be a Merciless Havoc. Honestly, that Vermilion, the Bifang in that Vermilion outfit for Fairy Shen just goes hand in hand. There's no questions about it. But besides the point, WFZ has the Draco Storm as the primary holder. It looks like he's just trying to find someone to go through. KLA's in the vicinity. BBE actually picks up Basic Might. I'm not sure if another team finds that Morris Blessing and has a WTP buff, but we'll see. Roy Shishi, though, going to go to the shop. These guys are going to be buying this out. It looks like Roy Shishi actually has a bounty on his head. 5 minutes left, so yeah, it just got picked up. These guys, though, are rocking the Jade game. Even though we see Fat Milk with those comments, he's switching those out immediately for some purple rarity Jades. And of course, switching out Jades here and there. For range resistance, it would be key. I think some of the builds require at least 2 range resist Jades to actually mitigate 20%. And Pampy, though, by the Noble Cave finds Soul Blooms. And Yin is actually in the distance as well. I'm not sure if JDG is actually going to be able to hunt this one down. They're looking towards it, and if not, then they are going to lose track of the targets big time. JDG actually rocks into the White Tiger's prowess, as it seems to be. I'm not sure if that came from a Roman Yang win or if it came from a Morris Blessing. I'm going to count the latter because, I don't know. We might get a replay of a Roman Yang because we didn't get to take a chance of seeing the secondary Roman Yang fight. 7 eliminations, though, for 5-2-1 into this lobby. They had the highest amount of kills, but they are not looking too hot right now in terms of their team because only to the extent do we see only one teammate having this Roman Yang depletion after entering the Roman Yang. So for Pampy, it's kind of like a choice of decision making. But over to Sunvale Dwelling, Bowda finds EWG. EWG getting poked out towards the Celestial Immortal Temple. And then I think with everything coming out here, Yin is going to be, deleted. Oh my goodness. Word? Armor appears like that, Roy Shishi? Come on, bro. Well, it's clean. Pampy actually finds himself by himself as well. Yeah, I don't know. 5-2-1 split out. Not like a sore thumb. They just split out. They just split out like they just weren't together at all. How do you end up from one teammate being in Sunwing's rest and the other teammate being in still at Noble Cave? Like, that's a very fair distance. But they had it split anyways, I guess, just to make sure they can consolidate points to be separated so not one whole team gets value. Listen, man, if 5-2-1 has big brain plays like that, that's the case scenario. But in the other Roman Yang, FPX is going to see their chance up against KLA. I think this is going to be a chance for the V3 to see denial here. QGG actually to hold horizontals and releasing them in the face of danger. Donching has his teammate to activate the V2 for Zhao. Xiaohu is going to have it to come in the knockback. This is the first Roman Yang. This is actually going to be interesting because I'm pretty sure KLA won this fight. A Wu Chen port like this, crucial. And actually going to face the danger, catches 2 men in Chant while CXC is walking through his opponent's blue focuses like no problem. And with these, you're going to see Zhao actually get eliminated as a result. That was really good from KLA. KLA's teleport for the Wu Chen up into the pillar allows for a quick back engagement and actually gives CXC just enough time for when that rage came back up to find the line of sight and get a 2-minute chance into controlling those 2 guys. Of course, though, shout out to V3 from Viper. The early onset engagement forces the ultimates immediately after the ultimate is done. But at that point, I think the deed is already done. The F3 is already applied for someone to get no healing back from it. And they're actually not going to have a fun time about that. Now, GG is still rocking down this hillside towards northwest of the Artisan's Grove. Now, CJS, LXM, these guys are tough to fight against because they got a good amount of gear, man. And it looks like the V3 from the test from the Viper is not going to do much. I think CJS uses that bush to his advantage to actually force the ultimate very quickly, too. But you're going to see CJS run this down. We saw the Wu-Ten port from JDG to deactivate this push. If there are any Fireflies here, now's the time. Let's see. I see one got picked up. And it looks like Tooty's going to have a V1 in just a second here. Pi Squared ain't going to live here much longer. The push is coming out here for going to be detrimental. Oh, another Wu-Chen port. Yatu Sabe, bro. They really had that chance of coming out here and leaving with no problem. JDG, though, Pi Squared is going to be going ahead, though, and can't get the res just yet. They got to make sure the fights are happening at top of the Noble Cave. TE's well by D, though, finds the enchant. I'm probably going to see a 30-meter Testa V1 enchant line to sight that's going to be had. We'll take a look and see. TE Hondo. He's being like Han from Fast and Furious. He's going to come back into the sequel somewhere down the road. We just didn't see that one coming. Now, QGG, though, dropping Jades for his team. Really quick swaps. Wait a second. I think that's because of Roman Yang depletion, right? There's no way he's dropping those Jades because that's a Mortal Defiance. We're gonna have to double check and see. The BBE Roy Shishido finds himself, and these guys have a lot of Jades. I think BBE is actually the most stacked into this lobby so far. It was a big surprise. They had a good log lead, and I think their kill count though counts towards 5 or so, because they got the kill off of 521's Pampy. Yeah, 5. So they had themselves, to have some sort of a medium ground, intermediate point lead, but they still have 20 players to fight up against besides the 23 total, the 3 including themselves. Over to the Servants Grounds, we are going to see CJS and GG as a whole trying to look for an ambush against 17S and KLA. 330 is just going to be trying to block shots here, while CJS looking to repair 5 repair chests in this guy's kit, guys. 2 grapples. He's going to buy these quick. He's going to have to buy these quick. KLA is still pushing, though. Even though they have enemies behind them, they still want to make some sort of pressure against TE into this ravine, because that would actually put TE in a bad spot if any other teams find them, because then that's just going to be a range spam. You're going to see CXE do a Wild Haymaker ultimate cast for the Tesla ultimate. As much as these range shots are coming through, now is where the time the pelt comes to play. A burst arrow being charged up from QGG. Han finding himself to regroup. Players are on the tower. It looks like it's going to be TE holding the bottom fort while EWG is on the top. And 60% ultimate, Han is going to try to build up some more rage. He needs to. He's the only person in their team that can actually push people back while on the move. Temi can lock down some area, but after that, it's just 12 seconds or 14 seconds if V2 to, just work with in terms of holding the fort. But Ray Shishi, 1-2-3s, gets scatter shots to the back. And of course, I think, coming off this end, Ray Shishi actually going to find a perfect armor swap coming up from Fat Milk. Yeah, Fat Milk actually has himself, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he does have that common longsword for a reason. It might be a Phoenix Blast. It might be a Hepta Detach. We will see once he start holding a blue focus. But I've been actually getting these Merciless Havoc to block off arrows, which delays the enemies from shooting out range shots, which does save resources as a result. But the F3 coming in from Wu Chen is going to be more crucial than that with the cooldown. EWG, though, is going to be getting themselves a Merciless Havoc attack, maybe, or just creating space. We could see KLA 17S with the sick Wu Chen ultimate. I'm honestly looking out towards and finding out, because I'm curious to see if GG gets a killer game here at the end. I'm not too sure, but we do see elimination against Leo. We do see elimination against Han from both TE, from DRG and Bauda, respectively. Both teams getting a kill. LYD, though, is the only link left. 3 eliminations. Wu Shen actually going back into the realm. I'm not sure if he sees his LYD there. And as it comes out here, curious to see where LXM goes out here with a whisk throw. It could be Sick Nasty. This communication is key. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay. Okay, dude. Let me look at this guy. He went to the sky, right? LXM hit that F1. Right? Finds Tutty. Yeah, he finds Tutty in point blank range, and immediately that communication for his team to get the musket shots were there. Clean as can be. QGG, though, finds his opportunity here. He has no V3. He actually used it to engage and missed the opportunity of doing so. And EWG 14 is going to get enchanted here. Everyone is going to be focusing this Fairy Shen. Everyone's going to be focusing her just to make sure she does not have any sort of way of living through this past this point. But that gold armor is going to give a massive shield wall for the Fairy Shen mech as 14 looks towards it. Jay is trying to build a rage, but he's about to be eliminated. And if he gets eliminated, there we go. Going to cannon mode for the last time here. 14. Going to be in a bad spot. Going to be Continent Champ. And ranged out Flamebringer to death. GG picks up that elimination on top. So we can see how fast these guys are quickly to accumulate these kills and be in connection with their communication log in the comms. I'm really curious to see how that game style comes out. 17 Nesto goes to the sky. You're going to see this chance for these players to use this cliffside to their advantage. Roy Shishi finds another elimination off of CXZ. And 330 finds a crossbow kill off of Wushin 98. This is massive. This is crazy. And CGS is looking to try to confirm for the 7th. How many kills these guys got, man? They got 11 kills. They're looking for the 12th. Okay, so with everything coming out here, GG is just doing the works out from keeping the movement and keeping the communication for range shots and confirming it. I think LXM is actually the MVP for this because he's been using his F1 selfishly. by hitting wisps as often as possible. You can see it happening again. QGG is now going to be the person of worry. And oh my God. GG are keeping these range shots to go. Iben gets eliminated, get elimination off of 17S, and Roishi, she finds that using as much chances of your range shots is, probably the key here. I mean, he did it earlier against 521 Pampy, but we're going to take a look and see. TE's LYD rushes into here, gets caught to the Merciless Havoc. An ultimate cast to deny this area, but, I don't think BBE has to worry until Bowder starts spamming cannon shots, and they are. After shield wall is done, they actually have to walk into his Temi ult, surprisingly. But my question is this. Are we going to see some gamer plays coming out from LXM by preemptive wisping? Oh, here he goes. I see the vision. Is he going to do it again? Yo, they really forcing the Wu-Chen ult because of it. Oh my God, sick ultimate though. But I think he's getting burned. Oh, he tried to go for an armor swap, but I think the burn's going to kill anyways. Unfortunate, Iran finds cannon shots though to connect here. About to peek at the elimination of Roishishi because of that. And while Iran's getting poison arrowed by the crossbow, it does seem that he's actually trying to lock through and trying to find a position against these guys, but has an ultimate ready to go. So even if he does get pushed out here from CGS, a burn, though, would not be the last chase scenario. I think right now, though, Iran, he would love to reinitiate with the F2 for the recast, but it's not going to be available for him to do so. Oh, I lied. He finds a chance. He finds an ult. He might go for it. He's going to be looking into 330. Switches it to CJS. He's going to go towards LXM, and LXM has that V3 proc V2 coming into play, and LXM's eliminated. And that Soul Bloom is still there. We could see an R&B chain out here from the fan, which could deal out a killing blow towards the Weishan, but peak, low, cannoned out. Fat Milk finds it. And of course, we're going to see an Aurora Burst coming up 3330. Oh, the enchant. And we hate to see it because we're looking at CJ's ult, and he is at one shot left. There it is. Disenchantment activates ult to mitigate that Phoenix Blast, and then the R&B gets denied due to the F1 from Ben. Top 8 players left. We're going to see a res opportunity coming out here back to back. CJ's getting cannon blasted from Fat Milk. Fat Milk finds an aerial position. And in the middle of the sky, we're going to see TELYD actually still be there. BBE Fat Milk is going to be one hit away. The Takeda Furin is going to come out, and to confirm it, out here it comes. Now CJS finds his chance. Try to lock away for 330 to get some time to heal for some health. Flat health, of course. The V2 is keeping these guys sustained for a little bit longer, though, for the sipping in. And now the Weishan comes out to play, and an Aurora Burst locks down anyone who decides to go into the vicinity. The last 30 seconds into this matchup, EWG9, TELYD finding the F1. LYD, though, has his chance here to actually be the last person to survive. If he lives, the last person to survive, that's going to be a biggest feat in the history of big feet. Big toes. Alas, LYD goes down. DRG goes down, and 330 coming out here on top. I think maybe GG gets it. Oh, 17 kill game, first place. Let's go. Like that's the mode. That's three MVPs in one day. 3 MVPs, guys, in a trios game, right? I think GG is the biggest one out here, man. You remember like last round, I was like, yeah, this is a good average Amina points. Yeah, we're about to see some. See some shenanigans in the kill leaderboard. Let's take a look at the stats. Hopefully. All right, so we got the stats here for the rounds, specifically for Game 5, and it looks like ALL gonna have the 2.5 game, while J Team has 3 for FPX, JG with 3.8, 5.1 for TE, DRG with 5.4, EWG with 5.9, KLA with 7.6, 8.2 for 521. BBE going to be in bronze for this match for 11.8, while silver going to go to Bowda for 13.7, and gold for GG. It all makes sense because it's all about the G's, boys. And they got 25 points because of that game. This actually makes me wonder. A 25-point game here. They got one more game in them. Literally, everyone has one more game in them. Standings, we're going to look at the top 6. We're going to look at the bottom 6. 33,000 from 330. Man, I've seen these guys' faces too often here, but that's a good thing, right? Some competition. All right, CGS with the 30k damage, though. Staying alive, man. Gotta be honest, the Temi was key here. Temi was, oh my goodness, man. But first day participants between EWG and ALL, they're doing pretty good so far for their first day compared to other players. I mean, TE is lacking severely. I don't want to call it, but I'm gonna call it. A lot of the TE former players actually left or were away, and I feel like that really put a dent into their trios comps, especially because they lost TE, VV, and TXJ. They're both in VJL. They actually haven't been able to fight against one another, but TE is gonna fight them on day 3, so that's where it comes into play, to know who you're fighting up against. Now, I like to see this page because BBE day 1 52.4. And the thing is that we've known Roy Shishi for a while now, before even with the VNGC squad, and seeing how they perform, and him being a prevalent player for the Triosphere, and how popular he's been, for the past year and a half. BBE passes JDG here, and this is their second day gaming. JL is the gatekeeper, but JDG will be the final gatekeeper for sure when it comes to these scores. And we still have tomorrow to look forward, man, because you see these scores and you see GG's, bro, 97.8, bro, 97.8. They are literally 4.1 points away from passing OUG. 4.2 if we don't want to tie it. And that's literally 3 kills in 7th place. 4 kills in 7th place, and they passed that. And that's I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's a cakewalk technically. They can secure. I mean, look, this is all for finals. They're just trying to secure finals. They get it, and they win. Well, they win by getting to finals, by getting points for, the big kahuna. But with that, we're going to go into the final round, and then into ending out part 2 for the first weekend of NBPL. It's been a trip, man. By casting 24 rounds, analyzing 24 rounds throughout the days, and then doing the C-scrum. But we're going to make it work. Let's get it, and let's get it going. All right. Into the final round. Game 6 is going to begin here. This is the final game for today for part 2 for the NBPL Spring Split, week 1. What kind of keyboard is that? My man got a Baby Steel Series keyboard. I know it. He's like, yo, what kind of keyboard you got, man? Sand Siphon, AOT. This is where the hero point value is huge, man. Yeah, you can see it working, and you can see it working in its favor. I mean, these guys are probably using the Sand Siphon as a double pick. But in AOT from FPX, this is gonna lock Sand Siphons from rounds 2 for 3. So whether we see some filler picks, now's the time. These guys are getting very, very. They're calculating their points for sure. But the other thing about it is that look at these guys, bro. 9. They've been saving these points for the whole time. Four cost. Because this is the 3rd time they're playing this on top of the. Oh man, that's gonna chunk. Listen, their final game, so you gotta make going through. But that means that they can actually pick Kurumi, right? Yeah. See, this is why I'm saying, bro, she's dangerous. Kurumi being a viable option as a slot in for the 3rd, man. Because you couldn't run Transformer without Kurumi, right? It's not like Zipping ain't going to do anything for the heal, bro. But the fact that Kurumi works this comp as well as a factor and as a pseudo healer into this, oh, man. See, that's what I was like, oh, man, Kurumi, she's problematic, right? Because you can't affect the comp. The comp revolves around these two guys between Takeda and Tumulch. All you need to do is slot in a 3rd to be a healer, and that's it. EWG, though, has 9 points as well. I'm curious to see who they're going to choose. AOT? At no hero cost? Wow. Surprising. Let me look at their average points if we can, because if they're really depending on that comp, then that's going to be the case. But it looks like yeah, fire. Okay, Bauda consuming their points. Going for paying for the +1. Yeah, it seems to be the case. They only haven't chosen them for one time, but it's the second time choosing them today. And a cannonball from GG as the final round. All right. Well, I mean, this goes out to show. I mean, we can finally see the progress. This man is shaking his leg. I'll be shaking my leg too, bro. I mean, what? I wasn't shaking my leg. He's talking about. Shout out to Steel Series. But LXM, man, he's cooking. He was cooking with his wisps. I'm really curious to see how this comes through, man, because that craziness, man, the craziness of value of points. BBE actually burning through 8 points at the very end like that is clean. EWG never even having to sweat points. And now we're gonna take a look at the skills. Oh my God, ALL is doing the Justina thing again. Did I miss that? Did I really miss that? Wait a second. I did miss that because I'm getting blocked by the. Okay. All right. ALL rocking their first game where they ran the Justina and they're doing the V1, F2. Okay. Yeah. Everything seems to be kind of aligned here. F2, V1 for water for FPX as the Viper. So that's concluded as being, what you got to set up for. F3 from GG again. Listen, man. I mean, F3 for Wayshawn. I like the F1 for the combo breaker. Hell, I like F1 because not only is it the combo breaker, but it also allows for combos to be had if done right. And I think it could be good. It should be good. I mean, I'm still thinking about it because the F3 is a good range gold focus, but in the essence of it, when you're using a Wayshawn to activate V3, you need to be fast with that. You need to be able to get that through. You are the insurance policy against against Vipers. And if you don't, it's like a make or break. But then again, it's like, okay, LX7 is thinking, if I'm getting sounds, I'm getting sounds anyways. I might as well push back. And that's where the F2 comes out. So, I mean, it comes out to it. Standard. Yes, all standard as it comes out here. V2 though for KLA. Excuse me, V2 for the Tumult specifically. ALL running this comp again. They had some success. I'm gonna say, even though they had 9 points and they were one of the last ones alive, they kind of griefed when they tried to go for for revenge in the zone, or not revenge. For Bo, for their Wayshawn. It wasn't a clean slate because they got caught into the testing chance that first round. So it's kind of difficult to kind of justify that move. But we will have this to be made into the final round. Game 6. Off to the bottom of the 4th. 5-2-1. But off of the transatlantic accents, these guys are really spawning in here for Fireflies. In and out. They want to get them immediately. GG is like XCG yesterday, man. They want those Fireflies. But it's pretty good. Honestly speaking, we do have a lot of split spatter spawns, but game 6 is going to commence here. I finished this tea. I am ready to go to sleep after this and with the upload. And of course, we're going to see how this play comes out. A kick to the face off the rip, man. Just wake up. It's time to get this paper. And if KLA has his mid-air F1, if a through focus is thrown out there, it's going to happen. It's going to be a GG's moment. Oh, GG's moment. Guys, you need to understand that the F1 comes out. You can't throw blue focuses. And Lee goes down as a result. That's crazy, man. That is an immense QG. You see that smirk on QGG's face, bro? He's like solos, like trios, man. So he's the smirk. He's a smirk underling. I'm joking. He's not the underling. But these guys are smirk kings, like the KLA as a group. And it looks like WFZ is actually going to see himself caught into the midair of the F1. And remember, this comp is running F1. Oh my gosh. They're running F1 Yodohime on top of the V1 Justina. The ultimate is ready for revenge if things get a little bit dangerous when Moonlight gets eliminated. That's 5 eliminations for ALL. Okay, this is what they were talking about. I heard some things in the qualm before I was able to actually watch these scrims, and Like, I thought ALL's first game was the only game. If this game is gonna be a moniker for it, I'm knocking on wood for it because I'm really curious to see how it ends up. TE though is gonna be, because like all it takes is like 1 or 2 games for a whole composition to be made, to be changing the flow of things. Like V3F3 Viper, right? That can change the flow of things. You're not looking for passive aggressive Vipers where they go for a silence into the stun. They're looking to fight you out, burst you out, and yeah, the action comes out to say more than the words necessary. That it can change in a flick of a day with the plays coming out, like how Frostbite did the V2 Justina in solos. It was one play of the V2 Justina in solos did everything necessary for everyone to say, let me try my hand at that. Some succeeded, some failed. And for everything coming out of that, it really just goes down to the players and the play style for that to work in their favor. So we'll have to see. TE, though, finds themselves at the holes near the Shadow Jade Mine. They're going to be looting this up as a result. Switching over towards the Ephemeros region, we are going to see GG. With the total enacting ultimate setup, 330 is the only one who doesn't. But it's really more important to have CGS with it, and 330 probably picked up one Firefly off the reserve. So he's just passively building up rage per second. Actually, as that comes through, maybe that's part of the talent build, right? Full rage per second for the V3 for the Wooch, for the Fairy Shen, so that way her teammates farming out, and then they can actually push that. It could be. Oh, that's what's pulled that up. Now, one other thing is that this push is really going to be strong for this team here. Bauta looking to try to go towards BBE. BBE, they're right at the cusp right here. Bauta, they're already ahead, so they're going to make sure they can lower that lever of the second day, or the first day game for BBE, because Bauta is, I'm not going to say it, but they're kind of scarily close at the edge. So they got to make sure they keep top 12 here by eliminating BBE here concisely. So that way they can try to make up those points and, 3 eliminations. But Ben, I should say, from BBE, finds himself in a weird predicament. He has ultimate in just a couple of seconds, but then here comes a chance. He's going to activate it. Who is he following? He's following Peak. Peak gets staggered out here into midair, and then they're going to be an eye from the F1. Gets a dodge off. He's going to avoid slash number 2. Gets caught into the stagger there with the jump. But the V3, Ben is away from his team. Where is Reishishi? Where's Fat Milk? But more importantly, why is Ben by himself like this? R&B, oh my goodness. And then a kill confirmation from Jin. Picks up the Soul Bloom. He doesn't have ultimate, but he does have F1 to be available. So if any blue focuses come out here, nice hold check. Reishishi finds the F1. Hold check again. And Fat Milk finds himself in R&B spams territory. Of course, though, we see a third party dropping in. No, we're not seeing a third party. You're Ron hunting down Fat Milk. Reishishi gets caught with those musket shots. Nicely done. I know Jin is like, bro, what's going on here? We got the eliminate. Okay, cool. We cool. And that's gonna be it. It's a clean up. In and out. ALL though finds her fight against FPX. And while ALL looks to see revenge flank around here, he tries to distance himself out, finds a reposition for it's helping out the teammate with the blue focus range with the LMB with the dual blades. F1 comes out here. Bo finds himself holding the R&B. Dragon Slayer comes through for the Neja's Might. Water goes down. Don Shin has himself to get caught. The F1 avoids it. The martial artist Hook will form. Releases a Barry coming out from revenge against Zhao, and Zhao starts descending. He's in the first story, the second story, and the third. Dongqing falls off the side of the cliffside. An assault smolder like that is going to burn out Dongqing's health bar piece by piece. R&B comes out, it hits. We're going to see an avoidance for the R&B coming out from lane as the Crescent Slam misses, but another R&B from the fan, and then a kill with the F1. You love to see it. F1 Yodo in trios, and that's this is interesting. This is 8 kills so far for ALL. Wait a second, 8 kills for ALL. It hasn't even been the first Romy Yang, and these guys are rushing all over the map with this skill set. Heck, they went from southwest of the Jade Pond and now are all the way over by the Windwhale Gorge. Like, the movement that they're putting into works and moving past these points are pretty far to none. I mean, the transition, I wish I had a map, to showcase what I mean by that. But, like, the distance between that spot where they were by the tower in the area of the fields towards now where they are, it's kind of major, to be honest. Whether they were chasing a kill or not. In the meantime, though, KLA is QGG. Had to force ult here, and then he's gonna be the first one to do it. WFZ finds his chance here to hold the blue focus or parry opportunity. F3 denies QGG from actually putting the pressure off against the Takeda, but a free R&B comes out here. QGG charging it up. There it is. But obviously the West throw is more important for priority against the Pole Sword level 3 swing. And Moonlight tries to find an elimination here against C17S. WFC looks for the fan. And then the free LMB comes out here. The Pole Sword gets parried. And with it, Moonlight finds his opportunity for the one-hit wonder. WFC and Moonlight gets caught in here with a wisp. But the F3, the R&B from that Pole Sword cannot be thrown out. QG had to delay it. He does not want to get parried or tackled by the F1 from the Takeda from the enemy. Now, obviously, J-Team, Skybound. Was it balanced? Stay balanced and unchained. Yeah, that's them right there, bro. I mean, world champions in 2022. Let's get it. But XLY is going to be having to hunt down CXZ, and F1 comes out here. CXZ going to have his chance here of putting the scale rush action if you can, but the Pole Sword is going to allow that to happen. F2 to push back CXZ. Kill confirmation from J Team's Lee. Looking at the eliminations, no one's in a bad spot so far besides KLA's team. I really can't catch out who it was or who's the timing on that team. I gotta have to double check that. And we might actually see an engagement between JDG and BBE, but actually not BBE. BBE is Dunzo. They actually got fully eliminated for their day one. But they still have day 2 to work, or day 2 I should say, for the first day of playing, but day 3 is their second day of playing, so they'll be participating in that. Aromi Yang is Moonbaned. I don't know if this is bait. Yo, Tootie, what are you doing, bro? Tootie, what are you doing, bro? Why are you walking into the moon like that, man? That's not even your Moonbane. Honestly, whose Moonbane is that, though? Because that is not an NPC Bane. That is a actual, factual Bane, right? No, anyways, it's done. Iterations is over. Bowda and TE are over by the Shipwreck Expanse. Actually, no. Windwhale Gorge. And they're looking to enter the Romiang. I mean, concisely put, the Windwhale Gorge position area it's very scary. If you can kind of work your way into the verticality of it, then you should have some chance of actually catching opponents in midair, ranging through the buildings and anything of the nature. But cliff sides, man. Yo, who wants to be Prince of Persia? I'm not talking about Hottie. But who wants to be running around and all that stuff and trying to scare rush away and everything? Like this Wisp. Yo, all it takes is a couple well-played shots and Jing would have been gone there. But looks like no one actually were able to take the aim training class coming out here from CE. But that's okay. They got that priority list of actually burning through the resources. And now, first Romiang, JDG versus ALL. And this is the second time we're going to see ALL's position as the comp with the Justina. So let's take a look at JDG. Tootie goes to the sky. We're going to see him actually get himself downward with the R&B. Very interesting choice there. Lane, though, catches himself in the midair ultimate. He has himself the hard stopper of the Razor Sith. He looking for the ultimate from coming out from the Yodohime for the slash to confirm it in the freeze to try to get a lockdown. And he's going to get it. PvP going to be overhead and looking for the F1 and gets caught in the slash. Lane might be getting himself in a position to go for the heal. And with everything coming out here for a hard stopper kick, that's going to be a guaranteed silence off of the opponent. And that gives Tutty no advantage here to try to look for a Takeda Fury and Blast. There it is. It's going to hit Lane. Lane's going to get caught almost in the middle. I don't know why these guys always... Okay, I got to be honest. I've seen this earlier in the end, but I'll bring it up the point after the fight. In the meantime, the Lane looks to try to go for the hard stopper kick. R&B is going to be met, and that's going to be Control 101. That's going to be a kill. I don't know if that was because of Justina, though. In the meantime, though, those freezes were pretty good. Lane, though, and this is what I was talking about. I've seen this from OUGU. You're going to see Tutty, right? Like, get this. He pushes back. He's got his melee weapon. And then immediately, in a microsecond, this is how cracked these trios players are. Goes for a bow shot. I'm like, yo, these guys, if they translate over the souls, it's over. These guys are quick with it. They're like, okay, back to the melee weapon, right? Like, to go, headshot, no problem. Put him on a combo basis and, in a split second to get 3 headshots in like a split second. But hey, you know what? And the other Romiang, though, GG up against J-Team. Nice slam downs coming out from Lee, though. Oh, man, putting the pressure off of CJS and the F3 from Zem to actually force out, just any sort of pressure. Wait, hold on. I got to get a replay. Is that a double uppercut that he confirmed with the F2? Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. He got an uppercut into a free blue focus because of that, man. That's huge. And J Team's actually going to pick up a purple armor for one of their teammates. Buff a choice of Vermilions as it should. Gold Tagger, because I don't know if that white Tagger's Prowess buff from once before was a mistake. Oops, I did not. I'm looking at red and I see yellow. But Revenge actually gets parried out here, and a freeze confirms a stagger to avoid the attack, and LYD goes down. Okay, hold on a second. Is this that ALL game? Going crazy? 8 kills, 12 kills total. Romy Yang completed. They won Romy Yang, so there's like 3 kills from there. But more importantly, they're at 12 kills at 8 minutes, right? Just about. There's 30 players alive. That means there's 27 left for them to find out. And then at the midst of it all, we're going to see whether or not 521 actually has a chance of surviving here. I don't think it's going to be the case, man. I mean, listen, if he gets a kill off of Kiki, that's going to be a miracle. But I think the most important part of about this is that 521, this is their day 2. And they're at 9th place overall. And the value of the points, like I said, JDG are literally gatekeepers for this round. EWG still has a chance of passing them, and they're already in the Rama Yang depletion mode. So I got to see JDG though. Looks for it, gets it, confirms it, locks out 521 for the rest of today. But I'm talking about JDG. Ridding the Rama Yang depletion there was complete for the Takeda. Water though finds about J Team. And while Water finds these horizontals into the empty space and void, the double enchant here is massive, and Water finds that enchant to forcefully activate a V1 5-second stun. Somehow Lee gets himself into that realm, Fairy Shen Beacon. Very nicely done. XOY gets caught out here. Longsword bump. R&B blue focus really quick, really sudden, and there's Water to try to push back the opponents. Finds a common armor though, and forces an F2 silence, and then looks for the whole blue focus. His teammate Dongqing comes in for the support for the staggers. J2 and Lee try to keep the pressure off, but I think XOY is down for the count here, yeah. And of course with the cannon shots, we hate to see it, but it has to happen. Lee looks for his chance to add for the D-Mech with another ultimate to be ready to go through here if he hasn't been silenced already, but he does not take any opportunity of using the ultimate. He burns into the Romy. Not Romy. He burns his Vermilion Birthright with the team, so that way they can all regroup. He doesn't have to keep to himself. Now KLA in the tree line, GG on the ground. This is a Sand Siphon comp in the tree line too, so there's not going to be any sort of Viper ultimate to deny everyone from pushing away. CJS though finds a chance of backlighting. That's an F3 from the way shot. I forgot about that. GG actually going to find a chance here to see if LXM going to push his ult. He's going to have to. Yes, it is. They're trying to keep 17S as controlled as possible. Nicely done. As you can see, I'm actually going to replay that because that was really done. That was really good from CJS. Look at how he kind of did this, right? Jump LB, goes for the downward spiral, and tries to keep as much staggers, switches his push towards 17S with the grapple to the LMB and keeps it going. And jump LMB, there it is. And that's like primo stuff right there. However, Temio kind of denies his push as it came through. It was a really close call. One final swift execution might have been a musket shot for the third. But of course, if that third actually hit it, then that would have been it. It would have been GG's moment. And we're actually going to see this chance. Is that an F3 to the sky that LXM just did? Nice. No, I don't know. That wasn't LXM. But CXC trying to throw these blues, a Cav, and actually push an F1 maybe from either or of these cicadas. Yeah, GG finds his F1 to come out here. CJS is going to have to deny himself entry to this point. Scare Rush is clean. He still has that. That F3 was really good for conclusion, but he almost gets caught into these blue focuses almost back to back and forces the stone form coming out from CXZ. Catches him in neutral. The F1 is now out for CXZ to actually go for the whisk throw. Musket shot was close. R&B is released. Lethal jab was almost coming out. The stone form comes out. The Aurora burst is revealed as CGS looks for a cannon shot. Oh my god, he gets the confirmation kill. Soul Boom pickup like that. And of course, I think that eliminates QGG or KLA. Yeah, KLA is eliminated for this day. That's it. That was their final hurrah for this. I mean, they're top 3, so they still have a good chance. But isn't it crazy how 2 days of gaming with the performance that they have, and they still haven't passed OUG? Hell, GG is actually 0.3 away from passing OUG. So let's take a look. ALL over into the Romy Yang. These guys are pretty dominant with this comp. First game was kind of grief. I mean, they worked well with it, but they reached the final circle. Second Romy Yang, and they're still up full comp, full set, and they got everything working for them. They're the kill leader today. With ALL's a performance like that, 3-3-0 finds a shot off a TE Leo though as a musket kill. And these teams are waiting at the Romy Yang for a free round. They're gonna play a game of chicken, seeing who's gonna enter first to fight out ALL, because I want to see who's gonna fight ALL. I'm honestly curious to see in their Romy Yang position as that team pomp is working its magic. For sure, it's gonna work magic. Tutty's actually gonna look for his chance here to blows out the V1 Tesla ultimate, and now has a chance of having high ground position. A hook form is allowed. It's gonna hit a V1 enchant though, hits 2 targets for JDG, and then the F1 comes out. Draco Storm from ALL. They actually won the Romy Yang for free, but Tutty loses out Kiki. Parry's confirmed. The F1 comes up from Don. A Soulbloom pickup from Tutty. An F2 silence is avoided, and that Soulbloom is going to be giving Tutty his ultimate. He needs to just hide us out. He's got Phoenix Blast. He's got Phantom Step, I should say. He catches water. He gets him almost in his position. He needs a probably get a parry that's going to be clean, and then Scare Rush to force this push, and R&B. An F2 stagger comes out, but Tutty actually looks for this cannon shot as Water looks for the Scare Rushes. Oh, man, this is going to be greedy for him, but he's going to get it, and that's going to be it. Shout out to Pi Square picking up the res. And Tutty doing the work here as JDG. They are really trying to avoid being at the gatekeeper line as much as possible, but I don't even know it's going to be possible to get release that tension, because, I mean, they eliminated 5-2-1, but that's 20 points away, 19.7 away. Lane, though, ALL, they have Draco Storm. They find the Arch Stopper. They've hit 14. They're looking to lock this through for a Wu Chen port. Find them. Hunt them down. Bo is already on them. He's looking for the behind, and he's like, hey, yo, what's going on? Look, we're going to do this the easy way or the hard way. I likes you, and I want you. But the silence pushback from 14 is kind of interesting, and it forces that actual... Oh, wait, huh? What just happened? Wait, Lane! No way you did that to my boy like that. Wait. Yo, he's cool as a cucumber. Wait a second. I need to see this. I know we're watching Nine's point of view. Wait. Okay. So you're telling me. Wait a second. So you're telling me Lane full sends towards G, gets a Heart Stopper with the Razor Swift, and forces a hit off the Draco Storm to hit confirm Immortal Defiance proc and delete out G. That's nuts. 15 eliminations for these guys, man. What a ride. Actually, I think it's 16, right? Yeah, 15. Impeccable. 9 has to dip out. He's like, yo, what happened? He's like, bro, he full rushed me. And he's like, full rushed you? Yo, it's just Cena. Han's like, hello. I am under the water. These guys are really going to have to really worry about this F1, though. He can't throw a blue focus. Han was really inconspicuous with it, but in the zone, it's kind of a little bit hard to tell. However, teammates come out here for the saving grace, and I think Han's actually going to look for the R&B and confirm this hit. Bow shot, it's going to hit the V1. Very nicely done for the Wisp, though, to actually force Han and 9 in the opposite direction. And then zone damage is going to be the reason as Han pushes it in. Now, TE is not too far away from ALL. But ALL's lane does not have ultimate. He's been the hyper carry. He's playing this like his ranked match. I like seeing Justinas in ranked. I like seeing Justinas in Immortal War. I like seeing Justinas in NBPL, but you rarely see it in NBPL because of commonplace comps. And this is one of those days where it's like, maybe Yorihime ain't the play here. It's like, or not Yorihime, maybe Fairy Shen ain't the play here, and it makes you think. It's like, okay, well, maybe she's, maybe it's because Transformers can get really caught out in the bad spots. I mean, maybe. Or it's like, you know what? F1 YOLO because YOLO. I'm looking for resets, and I'm looking for knockups, and I'm going for all the combos. That's like the case scenario if we can see it. But I think with the Justina, it's like, I can hold staggers. I can get refresh staggers. And did I freeze people too for 1.6 seconds? And I stagger people on the ground. She can also freeze Transformers. I think that needs to be very, very, you need to be very, very aware of that. Lane, though, has ultimate. Finds GG. Revenge with the Mortal Defiance. Yikers. And I think Lane with that Razor Swift setup that he's looking for. It's crazy. But guys, I gotta replay that, dude. Lane is on full send energy. I need to watch this, man. I need to see this. Hold on. I need to watch it again is what I'm trying to say. He gets into Sky. He gets a Heartstopper. He hits targets, and then he forces CGS into the same vicinity as LXM, who has F3 of all things. That gives him a forceful F1, and then CGS gets caught to the F1 to push him out as a way into playing this through for a forced ultimate. Either this is just the way it's supposed to be played, or these guys just have the happenstance of the century. A forced Heartstopper does not give the jump to the Sky. Lane is actually going to be trying to get this loot up. This is, okay. 16 kill eliminations. Lane goes ahead, gets a Heartstopper off of LXM. Chill. TE finds a kill elimination. That's okay. That's okay. Hyper carry, and I hope, 16 kills. So 16 kills before we enter the final circles, and there's only 16 foes left for them to attribute to their loss, or to their gaining, I should say. And they find the shop, they're gonna buy it out. They're gonna be looking for, hey, can I get another Immortal Defiance, please? Right, like just to give out to Lane in case things get a little bit weird. But he doesn't have ultimate here, right? So he's going to be very careful. We do have a Morris Blessing into the Ravine. DRG's Moonlight. Actually, DRG as a whole are going to be blocking this off with the Carousel, or the Parasol, which is eating up the stagger. That would be normal. Oh my God, no. Moonlight, get out of there. This is creep. You're going to see RMBs being placed out there. And Moonlight's is like, yo, let me get this gold armor. I just reset it, bro. Gold pole sword 2. No problem. Starfall in there, though. Maybe you should pick that up. I don't know, man. I mean, Starfall kind of works in Magic here if you want to catch someone who's in midair and grapple state. TE, though, finds GG. 330 is actually down. Wait, is that a full elimination for GG into this lobby? Excuse me? Did they pass OUG for their one-day scoring? I'm telling you, day 3 is where things get dangerous. Like, my favorite day was day 2 for solos. I think day 3 is going to be my favorite day for trios. 100%, because you're going to have the top teams against the top teams. Like, in terms of teams that have a high performance value to be proven by stats alone, to be going up against each other. And just like that, day 2 had the same thing for solos, where all the NBPL players who have been accustomed to fighting one another have been, like, in the ring again. And it's like, oh, here we go. Right, even the newcomers have a chance for Frostfist tomorrow for day 3 for solos. It's gonna be huge too. Fight anyone but Mike and Spider. They're both in the same group, I think, from what I saw. But at the same time, he's actually split away from them, and we're gonna see some performance values. Now here it is, ALL into the realm of things for the Celestial region. Nice had to detach. That was actually picked up from the shop most likely, and it looks like one of the J Team pals actually Ali finds himself an ultimate cast, which is perfectly timed. I'm not gonna lie. As XLY is left behind, Lane is looking to burn this alive. Actually, what's crazy? Yeah, that's crazy right there. Yep. And Lane is out. Because Lane can counter the cannon mode by hitting a freeze like this. And wait a second, y'all. Okay, hold on a second. He's actually cooking here. Yo, wait. We're witnessing shit, man. I actually can curse. That's the only time I'm going to curse out of the 24 rounds. Well, maybe the second or third. But Lane is working his butt off with that Flamebringer and using the freeze confirmation. 17 eliminations for ALL. DRG, though, looking to try to force the pressure, while TE is at top of the bell tower. There's no ultimate for Lane, though. Moonbane. You hate it. This is the last Moonbane, by the way. Lido try to go for a res here, but they could deny this completely because we know there's no ultimate. That's 18. Okay. ALL climbing up the ladder like no problem for their day 1, actually, and looking to try to force a chance back here. Lane sees Bo, gets caught out here for the musket shots. Gets the ultimate off. Nicely done, but it's going to cost their ultimate. It's okay. It's a full reset, baby. But Lane is now with ultimate cast. He's got it ready to go through. Switches his spear. Tries to find a target. Is quick. Way too quick. He's hiding under fire. He gets caught into a universal slash and into the Moonbane. 30 seconds. You better back off of here. He's got an advanced heal, though. It's pretty good. He avoids a Moonbane circle there. He avoids that one, too. Bo's ultimate's about to end here in just a moment, though, so he's going to have the time to heal for his armor. Han, I'm not sure he's going to hit that bell to get confirmation of the enemy's location, as anyone should inside Celestra if they can, if it's available for them. No ultimate, though, for Lane. I mean, he picked up a solo along the way while he was running around. So, I mean, he's going to have to be very careful about how he kind of wants to set himself up then for building up Rage. It's not going to be too much, but, you know, blue focuses come out at a cost of you getting parried, possibly. We'll see. Everyone's looting up J-Team Lee's body. Can our man just catch a break? Can his soul lay to rest? Oh, Zem is there. That's why. Okay. Well, I mean, DRG breaks the elimination. That's number 3. Let's get it. 4.5 minutes. Obviously, Celestra is the battleground again. We were here last time. At least for solos. Which is funny that it happened twice. This is where things get funky, though. Because there's so many buildings, so many floors, cannons are going to prove very superior here. Tutty, you're going to repair this. This is where it's like, oh, maybe we should have 17 repair tests in our kit. And they're like, yep, we should have had that. Definitely should have had that. JDG, though, doing a power move here in this final round as they can. 5 kills, eliminations. We still have 5 teams left. And as a result, ALL in the corner of this building. No ultimate for Bo, no ultimate for Lane, but they are burning through the cannons to try to hit through the rooftop. 35 percentile points for Bo. He's making sure he's carving it out. TE on the other side, though. They're trying to musket through the building. They're playing a game of, like, you know, mini clip games with a flash player type game from one side to the other room. Bauda, though, is outside of the gate. They have scare rushable opportunities, but that gate is too close to the wall that if any team like TRG wants to shoot that wall, they can hit them. You know, and it's easy peasy. He going to the sky for a mid-air whisk throw. He's trying to get a confirmation. Oh, my God, Lane in the middle of all this. Try to get a hard stopper kick in the middle of danger. It looks like ALL, though, getting, oh my, whoa. Revenge forced someone out the window, forcing LYD to push this for no apparent reason. And this is a free ultimate waste for you know, ALL to utilize against TE. That's actually kind of crazy. Dude, bring that back. Bring that back. Hold on a second. Did he force him out the window with the F1 from the Yodohime? Let me look at this again. Where is he? Where's Revenge? So pay attention to Revenge. It's kind of hard to tell because of all the danger. Okay, so see him falling down on this side. Now he's behind enemy lines, right? He finds the F1 throw here, and he actually finds his F1 throw right through the flippity-dippity window, forcing Leo to back off, and then LYD use ult. And wait. How did he get back to his team like that, though, right? He scare rushed, right? No, he just pressed R&B with it. He was just quick with it. Man, that's crazy. And that's actually super worth because they forced the ultimate for one to their own teammate, and it didn't even a worthwhile effort because now that Temmie's down, range shots can be can be thrown out towards them. Lane, though, in their second floor, or ALO as a whole, are in the second floor of the bell tower. DRG are right at the very top, but they don't have any sort of protection besides blue focuses and attacks. So this is literally poke game for supplies. Who went up to the sky like that and throws a whisk? You know, who's going to do that? I don't know. But every one of ALL's teammates have an ultimate ready. Bauda's down below. This is a scary escape, though, because are they going up the stairs? Or are they going out the window? What's the case? It's going to be out the window. It looks like ALL's actually going to be getting caught out here from Bauda's Yaron. Wait a second. Yaron almost getting caught out here for a hard stopper would be massive, but more massive would be an F1 from Yaron to actually deny any blue focuses. Let's take a look and see about this Lane. Keeping those repairs nice and tidy. We're going to see him lose a lot of armor. He's losing too much armor. He's actually going to have himself caught in a burn, so he's going to have a little bit of healing deficiency, and again, and the cannon shots coming back to fourth, and there's the ultimate cast. He's going to be looking to try to lock it away from every single one of these enemies. Looks for 2 dashes, one to the side and one for the one to Jing right underneath it. We're going to see Revenge use his ultimate to try to find something to lock down. He's running his teammates, but the Temojal circle is not going to allow it. TE Han gets launched out there. Minute and a half, Lane's last dash. No, he's got 3 dashes still. Even though you see 2, he's that blinking, glowing side of things. Allows for him to have another dash for free due to hitting 2 targets at the same time. All right, Jing. It's time. Oh, wait, Lane cancels. Yeah, it's okay. He's got 2 dashes, which means he's at 40% ultimate. So he just needs to build up 60 if he can from Soul Blooms and hits alike. WFC activates F1, so no boost in that direction. I'm honestly curious to see him. Yeah, that Kurumi circle is going to work magic. It's going to work in their favor. I mean, no energy for no dodges, but WFC is getting caught out here as much times as he's kind of avoiding. To try to avoid it, Jing might be seeing Moonlight. I am curious to see, is that going to be an F1 coming up from Jing? Yeah, it is. All right, pushback coming out here. Horizontals of horizontals. Universal Slash is still in the game. And I think ALL lost Weishun. Yes, they did. So they're going to have to look to Torch to try to hold down the fort here. Lane actually burning everything alive in the vicinity. He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm looking for a medium fire or medium well done. Lane, though, gets locked out here from the zone. Really disgusting position that he's in right now. Finds a clink. F2 to be forced. Ooh. Yeah, he's looking pretty dangerous here. But look, 18 kills, man. I mean, the highest. No one's going to catch up to that, like, at all. Perry comes out here from a dagger stab, short handle stab, I should say, against these opponents. And that's going to be a pushback. Tutty's going to be looking to try to get caught in the wisp. He does get caught in the wisp. And then all of a sudden, you can see ALL is actually holding the fort. This F1 TE Leo gets a Soul Bloom, but Revenge can't do anything about this. And that's going to be it. Second place, but though I think these guys picked up 18 eliminations. Holy smokes. Yo, TE's like, all right, cool, we're chilling. I need to see ALL. I need to see these boys, bro. Yeah, we're MVP, baby. Let's get it. Okay. Now I need to see every single itty bitty stats that there is, because I want to know what they did right in terms of the damage dealt and everything. Well, point values. We're gonna go with the point values before we see the stats. 5-2-1 though with 0 kills or 0 points this game. Unfortunate for it, but we'll see if they actually hold their top 12 spot. We'll have to see in the standings. BBE with the 1-pointer, 3.5 for KLA, and FPX with 4.9 tied with the EWG for 4.9. 5.1 for DRG. GG with the 5.4. 5.8 for JT and Battle with the 8. 13.7 for JDG. TE with the 22.2 for holding that spot, but 19 eliminations for ALL with this Justina comp, and it kind of smacks. I'm not gonna front. These guys are actually cooking. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Crazy enough, yeah. 21. You think it's gonna be more, but it's just the assassinations that happens. I mean, Revenge is assassinate. He's the assassinator. F1 reset is like, all right, I'm just go ching 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 ching, and reset and everything coming out here, and then the assist that comes out from Lane just proves that he's been in all the fights that there's been, and just consolidating into a 1v1s if he can. Standings though stand to be shown from this point on. Every one of these teams in the bottom 6 as a reference point, these are all teams that are day ones, right? Final Value has J-Team TE and EWG to perform really great for day 2 or day 3 in order to secure top 12, because this is where it really counts. JDG, Gatekeeper, 62.1. BBE, I mean, I'm not saying DBE won't be Gatekeeper, but 9 points is kind of becomes easy once you hit 6 rounds, kind of. Because you can see some low point games, but these players know how to kind of do that slow but surely. ALL though, 10th, 67.2, and this is just their day 1. You can see the values from Wolves and XG actually goes down just because the other teams are actually earning their points back. But 5-2-1 was 74.1. I'm hoping they help. I hope they hold their position, to be honest. But top 6 has day 1s and 2s. KLA is going to be at 3rd with 100.2, 96.1 for FPX, and 93.9 for DRG, and Baudo with the 83.6, while GG still holds the bar. Actually, wait. No, OUG didn't lose. They lost first place because GG got the 103.2, so they actually passed the team. They had higher score than the boys prior, and they actually do the work here for that, and it's fully earned, Like, they played their damnedest, and they actually did the 25-point game as to game 5 to do the catch up. And that actually puts us at the very end of the first weekend, guys. I really appreciate everyone who takes the time to watching this. Feedback, very much appreciated, as well as any comments and like and subscribes, of course, the nature of the YouTube channel, but also to this extent that we do have events coming up from the YKC community. Run this set, You ever heard of that phrase? I'm gonna just let that one sit and ponder for a while. But we are gonna be going ahead and having a good night. I'm gonna have this upload hopefully through, and you guys can enjoy it. Give me feedback. Give me anything that you would want me to improve upon. And you say, like, hey man, I need a picture of a map on the screen for you to show me what you mean by what you mean. I'm like, I got you, homie. Hey, I want to see Leah's interview. I want to see what you think about the interview that Leah has with the interview. I got you, homie. No, I want Jaeger. I got you, homie. No, but seriously, give me everything that you guys need to, want me to enhance this to come further. It's from you guys, from the community, as well as for anyone who's viewing for the first time. I want to see a little bit more jokes of certain type of humor. I'm like, we'll decide upon that one. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time here. 2 hours runtime. We're going to knock this one out. And with that, my name is Severio, NBPL caster in general. And I'm going to see you guys until next time.